Brother, what's going on in the world right now? You know, usually when we usually, we do a pod, we either got the book bag,
Yeah.
or we come in and freestyle.
Questions.
You know what I'm saying?
Topics.
I didn't ask them to type in no questions, no topics. We can take the pod wherever niggas trying to take it.
There ain't too much going on in the world that's like really relevant to this game. 'Cause there's a lot of things.
What I actually want to start doing though, I want to start doing IRL content, bro. Like tonight, I'm supposed to go out to the city, and IRL content would be tough, but I can't do that. I could do it, but my phone be dying too much, and I don't even know how that works. I might not even be going out tonight, to be honest. But I need to start doing IRL. Even like last night, I was out and about, and I could do some IRL content instead of being home right now.
Things going on in the world niggas could touch on, but it ain't relevant to this pod. So it's like, sometimes they do want to hear your perspective. What do you think about Diddy?
I don't think too much about Diddy.
If he's innocent, I hope he gets proven innocent. And if he's guilty, I hope he gets proven guilty. I believe in the justice system, me personally. I believe in the justice system. So, I'm fair. I'm fair in the court of law. With love. You with love? Or is that shit like overrated?
We got to define these topics that we talk about. So what is love? And I can tell you whether or not I fuck with it.
Love is something that you could sacrifice for. Maybe a small sacrifice here and there. But let's use your dog, for example. Pisses on the bed. Dog pisses on the carpet. You love him. So you don't kick him out. Maybe you might discipline him. Maybe he sits outside. But you're not going to get rid of him. You love him too much to get rid of him. But let's say if Jay pisses on your floor, you wouldn't fuck with Jay anymore. Nigga, that's just disrespect.
Mm-hmm.
But you love Jay? Maybe it's just different for dogs and humans, but you know what I'm trying to say?
Brother, but that's why I be saying, like, brother, I love that dog.
Yeah.
It's like, brother, it sounds pessimistic, which is why sometimes I don't like to get in that bag because it can be misinterpreted easily. I don't believe in love. Like,
believe in love.
The mainstream idea of it, I think all relationships are transactional. It's like nobody loves you. They love the value you provide. It's kind of like what you say. If Jay pissed on the ground, you probably want to.
And then I also want to do sorry to keep pausing it. I also want to do like I fake when I'm bringing guests here. But I gotta start planning out what I'm gonna do with Shorty when she comes. But then I had to see, like, I have an idea of what I want to do, but then at the same time, I gotta plan that out, because this like space is not really that big for me to do a lot. I don't know.
With Jay, or if I was going to your house pissing on your property, probably wouldn't want to fuck with me. Is because a part of why you fuck with me, nobody fucks with me. They fuck with the value that I provide to their life. The moment you start to no longer provide the value, whatever those values are, that's when the relationship's eventually gonna crumble. Let's say a basic friendship, it might just be, oh, I enjoy your company, you enjoy my company. If eventually, it might not be a one time, oh, I didn't enjoy his company.
Yeah.
But if you consistently stop enjoying this person's company, the friendship's naturally gonna dwindle.
Yeah.
Or, let's say with us, for example, our friendship is built upon multiple things: good company, trust, blah, 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 all these different things.
Yeah.
Let's say you take trust out the equation. Friendship probably ain't gonna last too long.
Yeah.
If you found out I was trying to talk to your girl behind the scenes, probably wouldn't want to fuck with me. If you found out, oh, Zeb been stealing from me a little bit for years, the trust is no longer there. So because that part of the relationship is gone out the equation, the friendship's gone. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like all relationships, whether it be a romantic relationship, a friendship, they're built upon these different values that you provide to the relationship. Whatever it is, good company, loyalty, trust, dependable, or whatever.
Yeah.
When you start taking away these certain qualities, the relationship's gonna end. And that's why I say, going back to the homeless example, this is just something I'm sure everybody can relate to, but it's like anybody in a great relationship, you love your girl, you have a great relationship. If you was homeless, I can guarantee you the relationship ain't gonna last too long. But even on the flip, your girl was 500 pounds, the relationship probably wouldn't last too long.
Absolutely not.
So it's like, that's my point is, nobody loves you. They love the value that you provide. You stop providing these certain values, and I can guarantee you, whatever besides your mom, I really don't know. And that's why your mom's the only person who will love you unconditionally. I could kill somebody and I know my mom would still fuck with me.
Yeah.
I could be homeless, my mom would still fuck with me. That's that it's like my dog.
Yeah.
It's unconditional.
Yeah.
Besides my dog, I can't have that.
True love is unconditional. If it comes with conditions, it's not really love.
It's like a transaction in a sense.
Yeah.
And that's what all relationships are. So it's like this fantasy that people are chasing. I see life through that lens, and unless I just look at shit logically. Like, can you prove otherwise?
Yeah.
Can you prove a relationship where it's like, no, it's unconditional? Okay, cool. If your girl was 500 pounds, would you still be with her? You was a homeless nigga, would you think she'd still be with you? If this, that, and the third, you think your friendship, if you found out your homie was trying to fuck your woman, would you still want to fuck with him? Oh no, why? Because it was built upon these conditions, whether it be, oh, I trusted him or this or that. When they stop applying the value that they provided to your life, the relationship is gone. So there is conditions upon it. Do you agree with that? Do you think differently? Like,
that's a fair point. Like, I can't argue that. That's a fair point, Dad. You made a fair point.
I try to come in.
Like, that was a good meal you just whipped up.
I try to come in with haymakers of this.
That was,
game.
I mean, but that's a hard combatant.
I just understand that, like, it sounds pessimistic or cynical or just sad or like, damn, bro, you don't have good relationships in your life. And that's why sometimes I don't like to speak on certain things, because I just understand they can create more of a confusion or misunderstanding. And there really is just more cons than pros. Cons seem to outweigh the pros if it's not digested properly. If, you know what I'm saying? And now part of it is me delivering the message properly and being articulate, but at the same time, some people just are gonna misunderstand it regardless.
No, I feel like the love thing, it is like it's fantasized in a certain way, and how it's fantasized in TV shows and movies and all this kind of stuff, it's never shown that in real life. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, okay, you look at Beauty and the Beast, let's just say that's love. You don't see that in your household, so it never translates. The only type of love you could see is between, let's just say your parents are still together, mom and dad, is like, depending on how the relationship is, the love is only shown in a certain way. And so the kid thinks, oh, mom cooks meals every night, that's love, that's how she shows her love. Or dad, we feel safe around dad, that's how he shows his love. Or that's how we feel loved is by his security and through mom, whatever she's given to the family. But yeah, that one, the love thing is definitely gets tricky. We said it in the past, but love blinds you. So it's like, it makes you blind, and it makes you, what's it called when you
more tolerant?
Yeah, it makes you be more tolerant, and you put up with more bullshit than you probably would if it was just a regular person. I feel like that's an indicator, not to say that that's an indicator of love, but
when you start tolerating retarded shit.
Like, basically, like,
oh, you're tolerating the dog pissing? Oh, you must love it.
Kind of in a way, yeah.
Oh, you're tolerating her cheating on you? You must love him.
You must love her. But it's
that's
like,
the case. I don't want it. Like,
yeah,
once the standards go out the window,
it's weird. But that's damn near, like, that's the only way I can. Yeah, it is weird. It is weird. Love is, it's just a weird. It is a weird concept. But it's like, what do you think when somebody says, "Oh, I love you"? What do you think that means? How do you think that they're trying to say it to you?
I don't really.
You don't even believe it when they say it.
It's like, I believe it, but at the same time, it's like, sounds like I appreciate it. Like, but I don't. And this goes back to the previous part when I was discussing it. Like, whether they treat me good or whether they treat me bad, it's like, it don't really move me. Like, I more so appreciate behavior, and I just see life through that lens. But it's like, brother, what you think about love and the whole nine? Like,
I mean, it's like a fantasy. Like, with the thought of love, and it's like, damn, she say she love me, like, get my dick every night, good meals every night, blah 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 blah. So it's like, it sounds good, and the thought of it is like, it's a good thought. But I recently realized this maybe a couple years ago. It's like, bro, it really does make you blind. You start to tolerate more. You start to put up with more bullshit. You start to lessen your standards for the sake of love. But part of me feels like there could be a love aspect, but I feel like there's more of a fear of being alone aspect. People put up with shit in relationships specifically because there's a fear of being alone, or there's a fear of not being able to replace. Yeah. So it's like, damn, this dude or this girl, they keep disrespecting me, but I'm not gonna go out and look for something better because I don't think I can, or she's the best. And that was I think it was in the 48 Laws of Power or that seduction book, but that was one of the rules of, like, basically, like, it was something revolving friends to, like, isolate the victim. Yeah. I think that's what one of the rules was. Yeah. That was in seduction, right?
I was in both. Divide and conquer. Yeah. Like, when you divide people, it's easier to conquer them. Now, if you're trying to conquer them seductively, divide them from the group, ISOs.
Yeah. So those kind of things are very, very true. You feel me? The first thought of concept of love that I got was from my parents at first. Now, primarily, I feel like women are probably better at showcasing it, especially with my parents. My mom was more
like nurturing.
So that's probably how I perceive love from a woman. This is how a woman should treat me, nurture me, but this and that. But then once you become an adult, it's like, bro, women aren't like a woman's love, a regular woman's love, and your mom's love are two different kind of loves. At first, I used to think, like, I want my woman to be how my mom was. But nigga, there's only one mom. There's only one woman who can treat you. It's like you said, that's an unconditional love.
Yeah, definitely used to think that way of where I want the love that I'm getting from myself from a woman. I want it to be just like my mother, but then I realized like it can't be that way. And now I think about it like even if you have like similarities to how she shows her love or how she gives her love, I would appreciate that. But overall, like I kind of just want my significant other to be just like me, you know. And I think that would, whether I'm getting the love that I want from my mother or not. Well, that makes no sense.
And it's like, oh, I thought you were like my mom. No, there's only one of those. So it's like, you can't even look for that. And I also realized like, I want my woman to be my woman. I don't want because my mom, I was under her instruction. I'm not going to do that with my woman. Yeah. I got to take the leadership role in that situation. Yeah. So that was one of the realizations that I heard fairly recently in my life, to where it's like, you got to know how to divide the two, and you feel me, take each relationship differently. But the thought of it is, it sounds cool.
I think a lot of times too, a man's love is taken for granted. Like what people kind of associate with love is the nurturing element, but him spending hours at work trying to take care of the family, that's the way he's showing love. Yeah. And so even in regards to relationships, I think it can oftentimes get taken for granted, the idea of, oh, if you're not cuddling with me, I feel like you're not showing me love. But it's like, no, when I'm working, that's the way in which I'm showing you love. Why? Because I'm spending all my effort and time building these resources to and then using those resources for you, sharing the wealth. Yeah. That's the way in which I'm showing love. But a lot of times a girl or girlfriend might not appreciate it because it's like, you're not spending time with me cuddling. Love.
Yeah, that's that'd be my shorty. I ain't gonna lie, she be on that type of time and where like, oh, give me a hug, or you're not giving me attention, you're not giving me affection, and I'm like, bro, like I'm gonna give it to you, but I have to do these things first, because these things are gonna get us to the position where we need to be, where I want us to be actually, and then, you know, everything else in life would be perfect. Well, I won't say perfect, but just like everything in life would be sweet, you know. So I have to, whether that's me coming on the game and stream, but she wants to cuddle, or whether that's me going outside to talk to people, but she wants to chill with me, whether that's me going outside to do a YouTube video, but she wants to chill with me. Like I have to do these things for myself, so I can get to the position that I need. I can get to the place that I need to be, and then we're gonna be good. Like, relax. But she doesn't understand. Like, she feels like, oh, you don't love me, and you don't show me the affection and the attention, and if that was anybody else, is this and that. Like, bro, that's why I don't even be just, yeah, you're right,
language. Oh, I need more of that. Watching the movies or the Netflix nights and the cuddle sessions. And to me, it's just a feminine thing. Like this whole idea of chasing love. It's just, to me, it's like a feminine, and not to say that it's bad, but I just think it's
more of a feminine quality.
Yeah, like more in touch with a quote unquote feminine. We all got masculinity, femininity, but it's like, that's something I'm not even like, my mentality is more so on respect and just conquest. Like, nigga, how can I better my life, better my family's life? When I think just my life personally, a lot of times, the women in my life, they did give me that type of nurturing love, teaching me to quote unquote be a good person. When I think of the men in my life, a lot of it was like that drive, that ambition, that even if it wasn't me specifically, I know certain guy family members, if they came home and one of my older cousins was just sitting around the house playing video games with me, they'll get chewed up. Nigga, what you sitting around the house for? Yeah. Get on your job. Like, nigga, make some shit shake. Like, it's like that ambition to like lighting that fire in you. Like, make yourself the best person you could be. You see what I'm saying? Like, and that was a way of showing love of like, it's like a coach. I want to see you be the best you. I see greatness in you, and I want you to be your best self.
Listen to that one time.
The best person you could be. You see what I'm saying? Like, and that was a way of showing love of like, it's like a coach. I want to see you be the best you. I see greatness in you, and I want you to be your best self. Yeah.
That part. I be telling my shorty like, yo, bro, I'm here to help you. I'm here for you to use me, abuse me, whatever you gotta do so you can grow. So if I'm not here one day, or if you decide to move on one day, or however the situation goes, you're growing, you're glowing, you're flourishing by yourself. You don't need nobody. You're cool enough by yourself. And I think I gave her the tough love always, just because it's like, bro, like I see potential. I see a lot of potential. Because if I didn't see potential, I wouldn't really be here. you know, but you have to get on your shit, and she be so like waiting for me, and it's like, bro, you can't wait for me. I'm gonna tell you A, B, and C. You gotta do E, D, and F. You know what I'm saying? Like, what you doing? You want me to do all that? I can't do all that for you, bro. I gotta spend time with myself too as well, and do what I gotta do for myself, because nobody's helping me do what I gotta do. So it's like, if I see the potential in you and you're not seeing the potential in yourself, then I'm not gonna help you. Honestly, I'm just not gonna help you. I'm gonna tell you one time it is, and that's it.
So it's like a different way of showing love.
Because it's like what you just now said breaks down like the mom side. If you take that one, you not identify with more of it, but you want to feel comforted. And the male side of it, you want to seek to be better.
Yeah. And it reminds me of that the example we talked about it years ago in the pod, but it's like you fall, you stumble your knee.
Yeah.
Your mom's gonna, hug you, kiss you. Are you okay? Nurture you, make sure you feel okay. The dad's gonna tell you to walk it off.
Yeah.
They're both teaching you valuable life lessons.
Yeah.
One's teaching you trying to comfort you from pain. One's teaching you to conquer the pain, to walk through it, to be able to muscle through it, to continue life, even though you're enduring the pain. So it's like they're both valuable life lessons. Yeah. I mean, it gets deep, but I am excited for the nice guy pod. I think it's something that a lot of people could relate to, something that it affects a lot of people.
And I think that could be like a misconception or people misinterpret it or don't dive deep into it. Is like, say you're no longer a nice guy. That doesn't make you're not turning into an instant asshole.
Yeah.
It's just you're the nice guy per se of just trying to please the woman or the people in your life. You drop that and you just have a little bit more self-awareness, and maybe you can be a nice guy with certain people because they respect it or it'll be reciprocated. But being a nice guy to everybody, people are going to take advantage of it. And then you're going to end up turning into a complete villain if you get taken advantage of too many times.
You just become resentful, and it talks about that. It's like, that's what a lot of times the nice guy is. They're passive aggressive, they're resentful.
And that's why I feel bad for some women who are on their I hate men, and because really like you got hurt. Maybe your dad hurt you, family members, or maybe just the men that you've chosen to be with, they hurt you, and now it's like niggas stole your soul, they stole your heart.
Right.
But going around like that of I hate men and that is like you're just like hurt people. I do believe in that. So it's you gotta know how to heal yourself, and most of the time it takes a good man to know how to heal you.
They don't want to hear that.
A good man doesn't mean a nice man.
They don't want to hear that.
They don't want to hear that, but that's what they need. I give her what she needs, not what she want.
My mama.
She need this in her mouth.
I mean, I do give her what she needs, not what she wants. What she wants is the cute things, the sweet things, or the comforting things, and I give her like the hard, the rough, the aggressive, listen, this is what it is and what it ain't, you know. And like I said again just now, like that's my way of showing my love, because I want you to be tough enough to where you could tolerate my bullshit when I'm giving it to you, but if somebody else comes into your life after I leave, you can also tolerate their bullshit, or even shut down their bullshit, because I give you so much tough love. You feel me? I give you what you need, not what you want. I could give you what you want, but you have to earn that. You have to deserve that too. You feel me? And sometimes you don't deserve it.
I don't care if you don't want it right now, baby.
Oh my God.
But it's consensual.
We got a case. Like, this man talking crazy right now. We're canceled.
But yeah, man, I like giving them what they need is paramount. But a lot of men have a hard time figuring out what they need.
And this can go back to the dynamic of parenting, the mom and the dad. And there's a conflict of telling them walk it off might be what the child needs.
Yes.
But people feel as if, but he wants to be held. But holding him and nurturing him, over nurturing him, it can be a detriment to him being his best self.
Yeah.
And I think that's a lot of times with the quote unquote, the book discusses how a lot of times what turns nice guys into nice guys, one of the key elements is being raised by single moms, being overly nurtured to where it kind of dulls their natural instincts. It kind of dulls their masculinity, their competitive nature.
And that definitely. But I mean, it's the reality of the world. But I ain't gonna lie, that's one of the greatest things a man can do is stay in his child's life. Even if him and the girl don't work out, be present still in his life. Teach him things, call him every now and then on the phone, whatever the situation is, just stay in his life. Don't completely abandon him and just so.
Now, what happens when the mom's making it a headache to see your child? What happens happens when a mom is spreading poison to your child's life? What happens when the kid starts to hate you because they're adopting the mentality of the mom? Do you continue to be in an unhealthy relationship because you love that child?
Well, the woman has nothing to do with the child.
No, when these kids are raised by single moms, a lot of times the mom will poison the mind of the child to hate the dad.
Okay, yeah.
You have kids who are resentful towards their dad, and really the kid don't even think these things, but the mom has been poisoning the kid's mind.
Yeah.
Yo, dad, he only calls you, he never sees you. So now you on the phone with him, and he starts to feel as if, why are we on the, he's now looking through the lens of, you're just calling me, you don't actually visit me.
Yeah.
But he don't see on the back end, trying to visit you is a complete headache because your mom doesn't let me visit you.
Yeah.
Your mom tries to make me jump through 1,000 loopholes to try to visit you. And so it's like, brother, these women will really manipulate and brother, it gets deep.
And didn't you say that in a tweet? Plant your seed carefully in the correct garden.
Be careful the garden you plant your seed. Yeah, I said that a long time ago, but these niggas, they not listening.
So it's like,
They not. Honestly, that's another thing. Y'all be having LBDs, LBMs, and y'all wonder why like life be miserable, you know? Like, honestly, I just feel like, I don't know, this generation been having this serious thing with baby fever. Like, everybody's popping out a kid nowadays. Whether you're 18, whether you're 19, whether you're 20, whether you just graduated high school, whether you just graduated college, whether you just started college. Like, I don't know what's up with the baby fever, but like, people are so like quick to rush into getting a baby and not figuring out their life, figuring out what they want to do in 5 years from now, figuring out what they want to do from 10 years from now, figuring out how they're going to support themselves, much less a fucking baby. Like, I don't know, but y'all be picking y'all BMs and y'all BD wrong too, because it's like, okay, this guy or this girl might be a fun night, she might be a fun day, a fun week, a fun hour, however much it goes, but you don't want to have a kid with that individual because that fun might lead to a lot of misery.
Like,
But it's like, what do you do in that situation? Do you say the child, or do you stay in the situation and try to fight through the poison to try to help the child?
in that situation, I truthfully feel like eventually he gonna come for me. When he turn 18, 19, whatever, it's like everybody eventually awakens like a sense of like self-awareness to where, damn, my mom was saying the wrong shit, or damn, yeah, my mom was giving my dad a hard time about seeing me. Like, there comes a realization of like the truth. The thought enters your mind, so they go seek the truth.
You're gonna wait for that child to seek the truth?
Yeah, it's like I'm not going to the court to go see my kid. Like, I'm not dealing with all that. It's just, it's irrelevant.
You
like,
refuse to let the white man tell you when you can see your child?
Like, bro, if you don't want me to see the kid, okay. But it's also like,
If the woman doesn't want you to see the kid?
nah, because really the woman has nothing to do with my child. Like,
Brother,
a woman,
you can say that, brother, you can say that, but we live in a society where it's her child. I'm saying it's her child because the government, everything is back. Like, she has all the backing. Like, if the police come, nigga, they're giving a child to her. They're putting you in jail.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? And that's why I say everything is leverage. She has the gun. The weapon, the gun is the military, the cops, the government.
Yeah.
And so it's like, who has power in the situation? You can say it's fair that we split this pie 50-50. We
Yeah.
both made the pie.
Yeah.
But I got the gun. So nigga, who really is the boss?
And I did say earlier in the pod, I do believe in the judicial system. I did say that, so I'm gonna just fight myself in court and let the court handle it.
It's like, but that's the thing, like, brother. It ain't just a you and her thing.
Yeah.
Brother, she's backed by the white man.
No,
And then you not playing chess in the situation.
yeah.
Get a nigga in jail for life. That's why, as a man, going back to manhood, niggas gotta be strategic. Niggas can't be ruled by how they feel. Niggas gotta think logically and think, okay, what's the best case scenario?
I say, fuck it, man, get more kids. Get more, replace them.
I got more in
Everybody
there.
gets replaced.
But you got limited eggs.
Real talk.
My mom,
I'm here forever.
like,
I'm here forever.
bro, I one of my grandpa, he had a kid, I think in his 60s. I got an auntie that's younger than me.
And that's the truth of it. Like, life goes on. Your wife leaves you, kids don't want to talk to you anymore. Life gotta go on.
Real talk.
You can't just be depressed for years and years and years. Life gotta go on. So it's like, bro, you just gotta pimp past some shit. And it's like, yeah, it's unfortunate. It sucks that you went through that, but bro, life gotta go on. You gotta, you were losing right now per se, but it's like, bro, you're a winner. Let's keep winning.
Real talk.
You just gotta, it's like you said in that tweet, but people just gotta watch, make good sound decisions.
Yeah.
Sound decisions.
Yeah, I say let's get into this book. If it's a little too much going on, we can come back to the book.
Yeah.
We could at least try, see what the book's talking about.
Attempt.
You know what I'm saying?
I like to put up shots.
You know what I'm saying? Just put the shot up.
Yeah.
See if it goes in.
Yeah.
Whole lot of game to be discussed. First thing first, the book's called No More Mr. Nice Guy by Dr. Robert Glover. What's your experience as far as being a nice guy? Is this something you could relate to? Is this something that you've transitioned from? Was you never a nice guy? Like, at what age did you transition? Like, what's your experience when it comes to being a nice guy?
There's a difference between like a nice guy and like a good person. So I would say
What's that difference?
a good person is just somebody who just has a good morality. Somebody who, let's just say, maybe, but I mean, I've done it in the past, so I mean, it is what it is, but like lie for their benefit.
Lie for their benefit?
Lie for like the person's benefit.
I'm lying for your benefit?
No, I'm lying for my benefit.
Oh.
Yeah. No, I'm not lying for your benefit. I'm lying for my benefit.
You're lying to the judge to save yourself?
Basically.
That's a good man?
No. I'm saying like that's what a nice guy could do, because a nice guy is a people pleaser, right? So sometimes they realize in order to please this person, I have to lie. So I lied to her, make her feel comfortable, or I lied to the homies, I lied to this and that, like, oh, it'll be all right, she'll come back. Bruh, she's gone. She ain't coming back.
Right.
So it's like, that's how I look at the nice guy. And I've done the nice guy shit with girls, and you feel me? Maybe got taken advantage of, or not even got taken advantage of. A woman ain't never took advantage of me. It's just, you feel me? It's just, you know, I might have believed in something. I might have believed in a thought that, you feel me, that she put into my head, and I just got fucked over in this situation. But me being a good person never left. Like, there's no amount of betrayal or this and that. Maybe there is, because everybody goes through it. But it's like, bro, foundationally, Jay is a good person.
Right. And you're willing to lie to save yourself.
Done it. I've done it. Like, that's one thing. I gotta stop lying. So I gotta put out there that I've done that.
See, one thing, and it's kind of like what you just touched on, which I can relate to, is like, what I would say is like, there's a difference between a nice guy and a simp. I've been a nice guy.
Yeah.
I've never been a simp.
Okay.
And I think the fundamental difference is, well, this is how the book defines a nice guy, and I agree. A nice guy, for one, is a people pleaser and is someone who's conflict avoidant, which kind of correlates to the people pleaser, because when you're trying to please somebody, it's like you're trying to avoid issues, avoid conflicts with that person, whether it be a girl, another dude, whatever. That's not necessarily a simp. I look at a simp as somebody who pedestalizes a girl. And that's something that even as a kid, I just never, there's so many things naturally in a relationship that I just never liked. I just saw a world where dudes were proud to be enslaved. They were proud to be taken advantage of. But like, for example, the idea that we both got money in our pocket, but I'm supposed to spend all of mine. That don't make sense to me. Like, it just fundamentally doesn't make logical sense.
Yeah.
It's like I'm being taken advantage of, and we live in a society where it's like it's normalized, and it's considered like, it's like a lot of dudes are proud of that. Like, they're proud to, and it's like, that's just one example. And so, like I say, it's like there's a difference between a nice guy and a simp. You can be somebody, I think it was more so I was just looking through life through the lens of just a false reality. And I was kind of conducting my life in a way that wasn't necessarily proper. But it's like I always had that element of like, if I felt disrespected by a girl, bro, I'm not with this.
Yeah.
Like, I had that still element. Like, nigga, I wasn't quote unquote nice dude, but it's like, nigga, I'm not a nigga to just walk all over and do whatever you want. I'm not that.
Yeah.
But quote unquote, the nice guy of like, let's just say hypothetically, oh, I feel like we haven't spent enough time together. You know, you do this. I was the type of nigga who would hypothetically be like, oh, all right, that sounds reasonable. More quote unquote reasonable, more willing to kind of compromise.
Yeah.
But it's like not necessarily a simp.
Yeah.
That was a key thing. But do you think you was ever a nice guy?
Probably not. I was probably never a nice guy.
You just occasionally did some nice guy shit.
And I occasionally did some fucked up shit.
Yeah.
So it's like,
but you never was a nice guy.
Nah. Jay always had hoes. So me just being a nice guy is just,
having hoes don't got nothing to do with being a nice guy.
But I'm saying the nice guy per se might quit having all the hoes.
Like, there's a lot of niggas with hoes and they're still like quote unquote nice guys. There's a lot of niggas with hoes and they're still simps. You get what I'm saying? Like, being a nice guy ain't got nothing to do with having hoes. You can have hoes and it's like you're a nice guy or like a simp. You put girls on a pedestal. You get girls.
Yeah.
Like, you see a lot of celebrities and just they're on goofy shit.
Yeah.
Because they're either a nice guy, they're a simp, they pander to a girl, but they still got girls.
Oh yeah, then
you get what I'm saying? It's not like, oh, I'm a nice guy, I don't get. No, you can get hella and still be a nice guy.
Maybe. Honestly, I don't know. I've done a lot of goofy shit in my time, brother. I've done a lot of goofy shit to where it's like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. At least for me, what really made me a nice guy growing up was being raised religiously. It's like a love-hate relationship I have with this whole thing, because I was raised super religiously, and a lot of quote unquote spiritual principles and virtues were grounded into me. When you just think of in general, typically religion in general, spirituality, virtues, it's all about the betterment of the world. It's all about the group.
Yeah.
It's about being team oriented, being considerate, being loving, helping others out. And so I was just, the way I was raised, it was always outward looking, being selfless. And if you just look at, let's just say Christianity, that's ultimately the story of Christ, is the ultimate form of selflessness. He literally gave up his whole body, sacrificed his life for the betterment of society.
For our sins.
Not literally. So it's like, and aside from even just Christianity in general, it's like that's the ultimate fundamental principle of religion and spiritual principles, is trying to get society to be unified, trying to get society to be under this same quote unquote program, to be team oriented, help out others, do as to others as you want done unto yourself.
Yeah.
And so being completely raised like that, that's why like the way I was kind of raised as a nice guy was more so in that regard. And so it naturally made me somebody who was always overly considerate of others. And like a little example was like, for example, like if for family gatherings, let's just say Thanksgiving, I would get in trouble if I would, for example, feed myself first. It's like, no, let others feed themselves first. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just something I was always taught, is the idea of you never feed yourself first. And like, even I had examples. I remember my grandma or my grandpa at dinners and stuff, they would make a plate and give it to somebody else.
Yeah.
They would make a plate, they would feed themselves last. So it's just, it was so deeply embedded in me of just always putting everyone else before myself. And so it kind of naturally made me a people pleaser. And I think a lot of times this is kind of the dynamic that people have when it comes to this, is like a lot of people who are quote unquote raised right, it's like that's how they're raised. It's like, I'm trying to help, I'm trying to be useful, I'm trying to help people.
Yeah.
And then you realize throughout life, it's almost as if I was raised to be team oriented, and then you enter a world that's not team oriented. Everyone else is self-interested. And so that's why a lot of times the quote unquote nice guy gets taken advantage of, is because I might come into a situation trying to help out others, and they're looking at me as somebody to take advantage of.
Yeah, yeah. Like,
know what
oh,
I'm saying?
he's team.
And they're looking at me as somebody to take advantage of, is because I might come into a situation trying to help out others, and they're looking at me as somebody to take advantage of.
Yeah.
That part. I ain't gonna lie. That's how it was with my little Amazon shorty. Like, I came into the situation of, yo, I know you from the BX. Instead of you taking the train from deep LI to the BX, I could just take you home, and then I could go see my peoples in the BX, you know, and that's the generous side of me. And cool. Take it to the BX, cool. But it comes down to where now you're taking advantage of me, because it's like, I know he's gonna take me to BX every time. I'm also now ask him to pick me up from the train station to then take me to Long Island, and then take me back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And he just take advantage of me. And it just becomes like, you know, my niceness is just being belittled, because it's like,
Yeah. Like,
You know what
oh,
I'm
he's team oriented. Let's go take away. He's so team. Let's make him feel like he's doing us. He's I
It's
see
just,
what you're
yeah,
saying.
it's easily, and this is another just small example, just some, even to this day, that's why I say I have a love-hate relationship with it, because it's like, it made me, quote unquote, a good person, or like there's fundamental principles that are just embedded in me.
Yeah.
That even to this, let's just say, for example, nigga, me and you, let's say we got into a car, it's three of us. Me, you, and another homie. Being that I'm smaller than you, I would naturally go, nigga, I'll sit in the middle, because I understand it'd be more inconvenient for you to squish than for me, because you're bigger than me. So that's something of just me being considerate that I just naturally, for example, would do. But it can get taken advantage of when niggas look at it and like, now niggas start feeling entitled to it, or niggas just feel as if, oh yeah, you get in the middle. And it's like, hold on, my nigga, don't think that, like, I'm willing to do certain shit, but that's what the example I'm giving of, like, people can easily take advantage of it to where they just look at you as a doormat. Like, oh, he's willing to sacrifice himself. He's willing to take the smaller portion of food. He's willing to do less. And so it just becomes easy to kind of look at him like, oh, he's a doormat.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? I think that's oftentimes kind of the storyline that a lot of nice guys fall under, which is kind of, it can make people enter like their villain arc of like being resentful towards the world. Because you're in a world that's, oh, everybody's self-interested, and you're kind of trying to be team oriented. You're looking out for the betterment of everyone else.
Yeah.
Just to realize other niggas ain't team oriented. I'm making sacrifices and a lot of people go through this. They realize I'm making sacrifice team oriented. You're looking out for the betterment of that's everybody's self-interested, like being resentful towards the world. Because you're in a world that's everybody's self-interested, and you're kind of trying to be team oriented. You're looking out for the betterment of everyone else.
Yeah.
Just to realize other niggas ain't team oriented.
That is a fact, though, and that's why, like I was telling Stream a couple days ago, like I hate when people call me selfish, especially like I don't like to do it a lot, you know. But now that I think about it, it's good to be selfish. It's great to be selfish. Embrace the selfishness, because at the end of the day, like you said, you might be team oriented, but everybody else is thinking about themselves and themselves only. So you get into that arc, that villain arc of just like fuck everybody, fuck everything, fuck it all, you know. And that's where I'm at right now, to the point where like, bro, I don't ask niggas to help me with nothing. I don't put niggas on to nothing. I don't do anything for other people unless it benefits me. And that's because like I've been giving up my hand, and then like y'all just taking, y'all take, but y'all not helping me from what I'm giving out, you know. And that's really what it came down to. Whether it comes to ideas, whether it comes to wanting to do things, like I do things by myself now. If I say, yo, bro, like the example, if I was like, yo, bro, I'm into the clothing, you into the clothing, start a clothing brand, and bro was like, oh yeah, cool, and then I pitch my ideas, and bro take my ideas. It's like, bro, you stabbed me in my back. So now it's like, yo, you into the clothing, I'm into the clothing. You do your thing on your own self, I do my thing on my own self, and we go from there. You know, I want to do this, I'm gonna do it by myself, and if you want to tag along, cool, tag along. If you don't, you don't. Become selfish, bro. Selfish is a good thing to become, for sure.
I'm making sacrifices for, and a lot of people go through this. They realize I'm making sacrifices for you, and then you realize in life you wouldn't make the same sacrifice for me.
Yeah.
And a lot of times friendships and shit can end up breaking off because of shit like that. You just realize, damn, I'm doing shit for him he would never do for me. I'm making sacrifices for this person they would never do it for me. And so it can kind of fuck people up. But anyway, long story. That's kind of how I naturally was kind of embedded or just kind of wired to kind of have a nice guy mentality of like, it really came from a spiritual element of like looking out for others. Quote unquote, pleasing others, being non-confrontational. I just think I want unity. I want peace. I want everybody to have a good time. I want the betterment of the group. And this is why I mentioned a long time ago, it sounds crazy. And Patrice O'Neal was part of the reason that he put me on this game. But it's like selfishness is the greatest skill I've learned.
Yeah.
And it took me out of this. And that's ultimately, if I was to simplify this whole nigga, how do you stop being a nice guy? It's just learn to be selfish.
I just told you, learn how to be selfish. Fuck what anybody has to say. Learn how to be selfish, because at the end of the day, when it comes down to the roles being reversed, they will be selfish for themselves, at least.
And what you realize is there's so many little things that dudes do naturally, or just people pleasers in general do.
Yeah.
Towards like you're putting everyone else's wants over yours. You're constantly trying to please others, so you're doing what she wants over what you want.
Yeah.
When you just learn to be selfish, it takes that element. You just stop being the quote unquote nice guy.
I see.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The reason I brought up Patrice, because he used to always discuss how your happiness is paramount. Your happiness is paramount. Putting myself first was something that I never was really taught. I was always looked down upon to put yourself first, in my household at least. So it's like this balance. And that's kind of like the long story short solution to all of this shit is to learn the skill of being selfish. But that ultimately is going to help you in the long run as far as being able to help your family. Being selfish as far as chasing this YouTube shit put me in a position to help my family in a way that I couldn't previously. So it gets deep. But this right here, this is why I say this. I think this is a book a lot of people could relate to. So bam, we got into basically what is a nice guy? People pleaser. Conflict avoidant. Now, why wouldn't a girl want to do like that? It sounds good.
It sounds good, but they end up taking advantage of them. And if you can take advantage of the guy, they just get less compliant and they just lose respect for you.
And it's like a woman ultimately wants somebody who can protect her. If you're somebody who's conflict avoidant and you're a people pleaser, how can you protect me from the dangers of this world? And that's ultimately what a man is. He's the warrior of the group, the warrior of the family, the warrior of the society. The warrior has to be conflict ready.
Yeah.
You got to be able to be ready to resolve and be able to conquer any conflict, whether it be a verbal conflict, a physical conflict. that's what she's looking towards you for.
Yeah.
Someone who can protect her in situations. Someone who's able to embrace conflict, whatever that conflict is.
Yeah. And that it does get deep and it gets tricky because it's like there's some dudes around men. I don't like to use the word alpha, but it's like they're respected amongst this group of men.
Yeah.
They can, you feel me, hold their own, might know how to fight, this and that. They can get dangerous, but it's like
Around women.
around women, they're just goofballs.
Nah, real
they don't
talk.
know how to they don't know how to treat a woman correctly.
And it talks about that.
Yeah.
Like, there's dudes who are quote unquote dominant with other men. Mm-hmm. That's why I use that example. Like, there's successful dudes who got hoes and this and that.
Yeah.
But when they're with girls, they're quote unquote beta. They're quote unquote. And I just look at the terms alpha and beta as just, it's ultimately dominant, submissive. Mm-hmm. They're quote unquote alpha. They're dominant around other dudes, top dogs. But when they get around girls, they're submissive. They kind of submit and try to please her. They're seeking her validation. They're letting her kind of run the show. Mm-hmm. And that's ultimately what this is. It really is. It's someone who's kind of submissive towards society. He's submitting what he wants to kind of please what you want.
Yeah.
It gets deep. But I think a great analogy, and I've used it before, is just that dog analogy. A dog is a tamed wolf, a domesticated wolf. Now, a wolf is like masculinity to its extreme. Our house is like a country. The U.S. has a house. Mexico got a house. Japan got its own house.
Yeah.
And in order to live in this house, you got to be able to abide by the rules of this house, the rules of this country. So when you have, for example, a wolf who's not domesticated, he's too crazy. You got to either kill him or put him in a cage.
Yeah.
That's what they do with people who can't live in this society.
Yeah.
You put them in jail. These is a lot of times the most dominant, the most aggressive, and that's why a lot of times girls are attracted to that, because it's like it's masculinity times 10. It's a nigga who can't be tamed.
Yeah.
But the ideal man, a good man, is a man. It reminds me of, for example, it's like a police dog. It's someone who, the police dog is dangerous. It can attack people, but it's also intelligent. It can sniff out and kind of track people or track different senses, or you know, you can use it. If you were a missing person, it can smell your clothing and go find you.
Yeah.
So it's extremely intelligent. It also can listen to certain commands, it can obey. So it's intelligent as far as able to listen. It's intelligent and it's dangerous and it's obedient. That's the ideal man. It's a man who, he's dangerous, but he's also controlled and he's intelligent. So he's not hot-headed. He's not just going crazy, ballistic. It's like, that's the ideal man, is a man who's dangerous, who's intelligent, but he's also controlled and he's not ruled by his emotions, but he's logical. Yeah. Now, the nice, quote unquote, nice guy is like the little poodle. It's cute, it's nice, it's comforting to be around, but it's a weak dog. And that's ultimately, that's what a nice guy is. It can be looked at as, oh, well, I'm a nice guy, this and that, and you're kind of looking at it in a good way, but you're really a weak dog. She wants someone who's not conflict avoidant like the police dog. The police dog is very comfortable in conflict. It's able to attack and this and that. Yeah. But it's also, it has these good qualities. But anyway, it's like those are kind of the elements. And so, and like I say, it's like, that's what a dog is. It's a domesticated wolf. Through years of evolution, our ancestors were able to take these wolves and domesticate them to where now they can live with us. They can live in our house. And it's like, that's ultimately, I think, what society, and I even think a religion, it kind of domesticates a man. It kind of teaches him to be able to live in this society. And I think that's ultimately what religion ultimately does, is like, it teaches us to kind of tame our natural instincts. You have a natural instinct to only women that you're married to, one woman. You have a natural instinct, someone hits you, to hit them back, turn the other cheek. It's like it naturally teaches you to not act on your natural impulses, to transcend your natural impulses to become that of a spiritual being. But I think, at least, and like I say, in my regard, and I think a lot of people could probably relate, but it's like when you're too overly tamed, when you're too overly, it can kind of dull your natural senses. Yeah. And it reminds me, because the book talks about one of the things that creates a nice guy is a lot of times being raised by a single parent. Not lying. Overly dulling. And it's like, brother, you kind of lose that natural masculine instinct.
So it's like, let's say that there's the overly dominant man. Let's just say this is the pecking order. There's the overly dominant man. Okay, you dumb down your dominance, upgrade your mental. Would you say that you've conquered being this dominant man has now been conquered because he doesn't have the mental strength?
What you talking about? You talking about, nigga,
so let's just say there's a rank.
Like the wolf?
The A rank, yeah, is the wolf.
Yeah, the wolf. Then you got, let's say, the
dumbed down
German
a little
Shepherd
bit.
to the police dog, canine.
No, but the police dog is above the wolf.
It's not. I mean, it is,
Not
but it's
physically,
not.
but mentally it is.
It's for this society. It is, but it's like if you put a canine versus a wolf. Nigga, you know how big wolves are? I didn't realize. Nigga,
I never seen
wolves
a
is-
wolf.
brother. They're dumbass big. Like big dogs. I ain't gonna lie. I'm about to show you the difference right now. This is the difference, nigga. That's a big ass husky. Nigga, that's a wolf.
That motherfucker is big.
Like, nigga, it's a big difference, brother.
That is a big
I
dog.
don't know if niggas could really see on the screen. I'll just pop it on the screen, but it's like, nigga, that's what a wolf is. Like, nigga, wolves compared to a husky.
Damn,
And you
and
know,
that's a big dog.
Yeah, like, nigga, wolves are dumb ass big, brother.
They're real?
Nigga, yeah, we don't see them because they're in nature, but it's like, nigga, wolves is hella big. That's why I be trying to tell you, like, nigga, you don't understand when I say wolf, nigga, they really top of the food chain. It's really like the niggas in jail, like, brother.
But even wolves run in packs. They're
do.
not solo.
Right.
Some of them
Right.
are.
The lion is solo, and that's a cat.
That's a cat. Yeah, always as a cat. But what was you about to say though? As far as you were saying, the canine's higher than the
I was looking at it, but you saying in this society is like, yeah, that makes sense. Because in this society, they would kill the wolf.
brother. Get rid of that motherfucker.
They would
And that's
kill the
why.
wolf.
And this is why it gets so deep, is because this is why religion, being likable, being a nice, quote unquote, having these good characters,
Yeah.
it's extremely valuable and it's a great tool, because the quote unquote alpha in a society isn't necessarily the strongest motherfucker or the biggest motherfucker. It's a lot of times the best leader.
Okay.
Because ultimately strength is in numbers. The wolf might be bigger than everybody. Mike Tyson might be stronger than all of us, but there's strength in numbers. If I got the group and they on Zeb's side, we can conquer this nigga. And so regardless of how physically dominant you are, to understand the game of life and how to play this motherfucker, play the game of chess, it's like you have to understand how to be likable, how to be able to, quote unquote, be an alpha don't mean, nigga, you being hated and everybody hating. This is why they say it gets deep, but it's like, nigga, famous quote from Machiavelli, it's like, would you rather be feared or loved? And he said, it's better to be feared rather than loved.
Yeah.
But you never want to be hated. But nigga, that's all another story. But the point I'm making is, it's like, nigga, there's strength in numbers. So it's like, yeah, the wolf is quote unquote, it's like Mike Tyson. He's quote unquote alpha.
Big dog.
But if he doesn't know how to nigga live in this society, nigga gonna get killed or cast out, which a lot of times is gonna get a nigga killed in the animal world.
Yeah.
So you have to know how to live in the group. So that's why a lot of times the quote unquote alpha, the wolves, let's just say the mafia, nigga, those is the foot soldiers. Yeah, you're dominant. Yeah, you're physically strong, but nigga, you're not the top. You're not the don.
You don't have the mental to run shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like you're physically better than the don.
Yeah.
But because of the don, that's why I say knowledge is power, nigga. This shit gets deep. And so, nigga, that don't necessarily put you here.
Yeah.
But nigga, this shit gets deep. But you was talking about, nigga, the wolf and the
I was just saying how I would rank it is, okay, the wolf, big dog, dominant person.
One second.
And
keep going though.
somebody who could be, let's just say the wolf is A rank. The B rank would be a less physical person, but to trump the dominant dog, the A rank is having the mental to outsmart the dominant dog, to outsmart the overly alpha
wolf.
person or the wolf.
Yeah.
It's like the mental can make up for
Yeah.
your lack of physical.
Brother, and that's what society is. The most powerful people in our society aren't necessarily the most dominant.
Physically, yeah.
Nigga, a lot of the top dogs, the top celebrities, the billionaires in society.
Yeah.
These aren't the physically, quote unquote, best niggas on the food chain.
Yeah.
But that's the thing, is like, this world, it's not just about brute strength. It's way bigger than that.
Yeah.
Elon Musk, Bill Gates, these people that are on the top of the food chain that kind of run the world and this and that.
Inventors.
Brother, whether it's the inventors or the billionaire people who we don't know about, the Rockefellers and this and that, is like, brother, it's bigger than just, it's all power, but there's multiple elements and forms of power. And so if you're just going with brute strength, a lot of times, brother, that'll just get you in jail.
Yeah.
Really, you're the physically superior man, but because you're not moving properly in this world, throw him in jail.
Yeah.
And so you end up throwing your life away, not realizing you really the greatest. Nigga, this the Prince, Machiavelli. You know what I'm saying?
Him? This is him?
I don't know if this is him. Nigga, it's not about the messenger. It's about the message, Jay. But nigga, this a whole nother book bag. This where that famous quote come from. Nigga, you know Tupac, Machiavelli, brother. This nigga.
Oh, this is who we was talking about.
Brother, this nigga is the truth. It's basically a book he gave to somebody about basically how to be a good prince, how to be a good leader, basically.
I can read this book.
Bam. This is a famous quote. The following question: whether it is better to be loved than feared. The answer is that one would like to be both, but because it is difficult to combine them, it is far better to be feared than loved if you cannot be both. And it basically discusses how it's like, brother, and it's like if you're in a position of a leader,
yeah,
nigga cross you over and they love you. You love your family member, but niggas will do little sneaky shit, or you might have love for a homie and still do some sneaky shit.
Yeah.
But if you truly fear somebody, you ain't doing no sneaky shit. But obviously you want to be both, and it discusses how you never want to be hated. But it says, for love is secured by a bond of gratitude which men, wretched creatures that they are. So love is secured by a bond of gratitude. Like, nigga, we're grateful for each other. We love each other. But which men, wretched creatures they are, will break when it is to their advantage to do so.
Ah, okay.
So it's like, nigga, I could love you this and that, but I'll break that love if it's to my advantage. And we see this all the time throughout life. A nigga knock a nigga, a nigga will steal a nigga bread or get a nigga killed. Or we see this all the time, whether it be Alpo, Paid in Full, Dame Dash movie.
Yeah.
It's like niggas a cross a nigga that they love. It says, break when there is to their advantage to do so, but fear is strengthened by a dread of punishment, which is always effective. You know what I'm saying? Even if it's to my advantage, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
Because you fear the punishment. So it's a powerful thing, brother. I don't remember what we was getting into, what correlated to
Just
that.
game.
So much game, and I love the game.
Nah, yeah, that one, I'm gonna pick up that one.
He like that book. He like power. That nigga like power. That nigga likes
It's a good book.
that nigga like power, Jay.
It's a good book, bro. It's a good
I might have to fuck you. How do you always do this? I was supposed to charge this since last night, but I ain't get to charge it.
book. I ain't even read the book, so
Like-
I gotta read it to make sure. You feel me? So I gotta.
I gotta connect it to the TV because this shit got charged. If there's an echo, I apologize. Well, it wouldn't be an echo. They would just be playing it out loud. Actually, I know what I would do. Make life easy. Boom.
Because it's like he's been nigga. Tupac is a big artist and you feel me? During our
Tupac
time, so it's
co-signed
like
that. Co-signed that.
Tupac. He always talked about him. So
Machiavelli in this Illuminati all on your body.
So I need to see why he talked about him so much. That's it. I'm just curious.
Brother, and I love this game. Universal game. But it's not necessarily, you might not be really super interested in it, truthfully, as
It's
far
hella
as
stories and
Nah, it ain't hella stories, but it ain't like an easy read like Superior Man. It's not a hard read, but it's not like Superior Man is an easy read to just keep along with.
Yeah, I can digest it easy.
Like with this, you see it took a minute for some quotables, and it's like, nigga, it took a minute. It ain't hella highlights, but it's like there's highlights for sure. Men love as they please, but fear when the prince pleases. A wise prince should rely on what he controls, not on what he cannot control. There are only two ways of fighting: by law or by force. By law or by force. And that's why I say, nigga, when she got that judicial system behind her,
Yeah.
this ain't by force, Jay. It's by law. This gets deep.
So
One must be a fox in order to recognize traps and a lion to fighting off wolves. That's why I say it's like you gotta have both. You gotta have the strength of the lion to nigga fight off the wolves, but also the intelligence of the fox to be able to detect his traps. That's why I say this game gets deep, brother. It's bigger than just brute force. Knowledge is power. But nigga, that's why I say this shit gets deep, brother. It's like, I love all good game. Men are wretched creatures who would not keep their word to you. You need not keep your word to them. That nigga going crazy right now.
Oh my God.
Brother, this the law of power right here.
What?
Brother.
Do you believe in that?
Nigga, that's the thing, and that's
Do
why I
you
love this game.
believe in it?
Brother, I know the truth is the truth, even though if you don't
Okay.
like the truth.
Yeah.
And the truth is, most men, brother,
They don't keep their word.
real talk. So when you're playing the game with, nigga, the laws of the power,
Yeah.
in some situations, it's better to, nigga, not keep your word to them. This is when you get into politics and shit like that. When you really get deep into this game, it's a lot of niggas that's giving you the friendly lies and they shaking hands with their enemies and they, brother, you got to know how to move in a room full of sharks, in a room full of vultures.
Not lying. In the game of life, sometimes it has to be done.
That's why I say a lot of times, nigga, what's needed ain't necessarily what you want to hear. One must know how to color one's actions and to be a great liar and deceiver. Men are so simple and so much creatures of circumstance.
Oh God, I felt that one. What did he say? He said, "Men are simple creatures, and our creatures are circumstances." Like, that's facts right there. Like you are what the situations make you to be.
Men in general judge by their eyes. Everyone sees what you appear to be. Few experience what you really are.
Feel that way?
Against the truth. In the actions of all men, one judges by the result. At the end of the day, what's the result?
That's everything. The results.
Men judge by their eyes. What can I see? It sounds good, but what can I see?
Oh God, you're not lying.
He's not lying. Yeah, I don't take credit for this game. That's it. I don't take credit for this game. This could be a whole nother book bag. Should this just be the book bag? The Prince? They're gonna get confused in the comment section.
Duh, they is. I'm getting confused.
It's a whole lot of shit going on.
That's
but
the
it's
Prince and the nice guy.
Like, you see what I'm saying though? How
Yeah.
this game gets so deep?
Yeah, that one. But it's like, nigga, I like to read shit a little bit so I can know, like, you know,
Okay,
so I can
okay.
follow along and contribute a little bit.
Nah, I get it, Jay. I get it. My mama, two things a prince must fear: internal subversion from the subjects and external aggression from foreign peers, from foreign powers. You got to be mindful of internal affairs, issues within your camp, but at the same time, nigga,
External.
motherfuckers trying to come in. Foreign powers. You got to be conscious of both. This is a book about, nigga, how to be a prince, how to be a boss, how to govern.
And I ain't gonna lie, you can take that into your household, the family. So it's like,
Oh, my mama, I love this game.
I can't guide my household properly if I don't know what's going on in the world.
My man, you gonna have outside forces trying to conquer and try to fuck up what you got going on, whether that be friends or family, or just outside voices.
Not I.
That's why, bitch, gotta be mindful. Bitch, don't speak on our business to family or friends. Throwing our shit on the internet, social media.
Bitch be out of pocket, out of bounds.
Niggas do not lead.
Internal affairs and external powers.
It's like, brother,
outside.
you see how this got a couple good little quality, good quotes, good game.
I just say this, Dad. If you could let me hold this for a week, next week,
You might
I will
just
be in the book bag.
You might come back with game.
I will come back in the book. All I need
Jay,
is a
this
week.
is the thing. I could give you
99
a fish,
pages,
or
I
I
can
can
do it.
teach you how to fish. I'd rather you go buy your own boat. You don't need to borrow my boat to fish. Get your own boat, Jay, and you could fish whenever you want to fish. They got this motherfucker across the street. We can go today.
Absolutely.
But anyway, we can get back into this book bag as far as No More Nice Guy. But that was kind of my origin story of how I kind of was a nice guy. It came from a religious standpoint.
I could say for mine, because my parents were together, right? But dad being locked up, whatever. So it's like I had the dog and I had the cat. I had both. But the dog was only accessed twice a week for a very limited amount of time.
Yeah.
And the cat, Monday to Monday, the cat is always there. So it's like
The feminine and the masculine.
the feminine outweighed the masculine. Even though I got doses of the masculine, I heard it.
Yeah.
But it's like I'm seeing it every day with the cat.
Right. The
I'm
feminine.
seeing it every day with the feminine. So it's hard in a lot of situations, especially when you're young, you don't really think properly. But in situations when I could think more masculinely, it's like my natural instinct is to do the feminine quality stuff.
Right. So you might have been in that category, Jay.
So yeah, I probably
You
was.
had hoes. We're not denying that. Like that nigga said I was a nice guy. I had hoes. Like nigga, we wasn't questioning that, Jay.
No, yeah,
we was simply questioning, was you in this category?
Because how I think it's one of the
You
aspects
think of
I
nice
think
guys
of,
is no hoes.
how I think of nice guys is like I want one girl dedicated to one girl. I treat her amazing. That's what I think a nice like. That's one of the things that could be
Correlates to a nice guy.
to be to like no, I don't want to have hoes. I want to dedicate my life to one woman and treat her properly. I would never look at other women. That's
what you you
'cause
kind
when
of
I hear-
associated that with nice
yeah,
guy.
because when I hear niggas say that, I look at them like goofballs.
Yeah, nice guys.
Yeah, so I wasn't per se that.
You was like, I had hoes. Like
I
nigga,
had hoes.
always had hoes.
but yeah, so
you kind of get what it's saying on there.
no, yeah, for sure. for
It's
sure.
like, and this shit gets deep. But let's get deeper in the book. So, nigga, that we kind of discussed, okay, that is what a nice guy is. Deeper in the book. So, nigga, is the nice guy is a relative who lets his wife run the show. He's the buddy who will do anything for anybody. He's afraid of conflict. We know these type of people. He lets his girl run the show. He's afraid of conflict. He's conflict avoidant. He's passive aggressive. Instead of addressing some shit directly, he would just kind of hold some resentment and not speak on it.
Yeah.
Or like there's different ways in which a lot of times, bruh, a lot of niggas had these qualities.
Flip it back a couple pages real quick. Even this the beginning of the one more page, the nice guy syndrome. The word syndrome is a word speaking of something irregular. For example, Down syndrome. That's not something that's regular.
My mama that nigga said Down syndrome.
I'm just it's a terrible thing to have. But I'm just using it as an example of a syndrome. A syndrome isn't something that's regular. You're not born with that. Well, some people are born with it. But nigga, you know what I'm trying to say? Like,
it has a negative
regular
connotation.
thing. So yeah, it has a negative connotation. So being the nice guy syndrome, like you got that, bro.
You got that syndrome?
You got that nice guy syndrome? Oh damn, brother, that hurts.
Oh, mama, you got that
hurts.
syndrome. But the difference is you can change, Jay.
You can.
Nice guys are givers. A lot of times this goes back to, like I say, they're seeking validation.
Okay.
They're always their mentality is always, what can I give? What can I give? You see what I'm saying?
I see.
And it's the difference. Like when we talk about, it sounds so controversial when we say shit like, nigga, that's what she's supposed to do, or nigga, what can it do for me? It's completely contrary to what niggas is raised. Like, no, what can I give to her?
Yeah.
Buy her flowers.
Yeah.
Do this for her.
Yeah.
Or going back to even my religious example, it's like it's always about catering towards the group. What can I give? What kind of acts of service? That was another thing that was big. And the way I was raised was like being a community service, doing shit for the community, serving others.
Yeah. Nice guys are givers.
Nice guys fix and caretake. Nice guys seek approval from others. Nice guys avoid conflict. Nice guys believe they must hide their perceived flaws and mistakes.
These are all things that women do.
Nice guys seek the right way to do something. Nice guys repress their feelings. They have a natural instinct and a feeling to want to this, that, and the third. Oh, no, I don't. They want to knock holes. No, I just want one girl.
Yeah.
Brother, live your truth. You a man.
And even this one, I like it flip side for the woman, but it's like a woman being a giver. I look at
Oh, my mama did.
For the example you just said of, not that we take everything, but I want her to give her all to me.
My mama.
Because
I conquer, she give.
And that shows, the more she's willing to give me, that shows how highly she thinks of me.
My mama.
So
in that bag, Jay.
Those two things just go hand in hand.
Brother,
they go hand in hand.
And it goes back to what you just said was powerful. It's like a lot of this is you're naturally in your feminine. It sounds so controversial. This is why this shit, it gets so controversial. It rubs people off the wrong way. It's easily misinterpreted. It's easily misunderstood. Is because it's like with my religious example. It all sounds good.
Yeah.
He's a giver. He's this and that. He's giving for the community. Why would you not want a guy like this? And it's like, going back to the masculine, goes back to like, just my perception of masculine is like, nigga, they're conquerors. They take shit.
Yeah.
I don't give, I take. Now, yes, after I get done, not taking like you're stealing, but it's like I conquer and then I share what I conquer with my family.
Yeah.
I conquer the world. I'm Michael Jordan, the best in the league, win all this money, and then I share that with my family.
Nigga took it personal.
You see what I'm saying? So it's like, nice guys have difficulty making their needs a priority. Goes back to like the feminine. It's like they're always prioritizing what she wants. That's what naturally the woman's supposed to do. Prioritize the man. It talks about this in scripture. If they don't like Zeb saying it, it talks about this in scripture.
I'm not lying.
So it's like a lot of dudes are literally feminized. And that's ultimately what the nice guy is. It's like it's a feminized man. Going back to, like I say, it's a poodle. Nigga, you're a wolf and you don't even know it.
All man born wolf.
You're born a wolf and society tames you. Now, yes, we need to be tamed in order to live in this world. We need to be able to live in a good society. You don't want to be around a nigga who, and this goes back to, like I said, a lot of times nigga criminals, this and that. Brother, you're not tamed. I can't have you in my circle.
Yeah.
You want niggas that are tamed. But at the same time, brother, you got to still have claws. You got to still have sharp teeth.
Not lying.
I don't need no poodles in this motherfucker.
You not lying.
So it's like nice guys are more comfortable relating to women than they are to men. Due to their childhood conditioning, many nice guys have few male friends. They frequently seek the approval of women.
That's unfortunate. That's unfortunate.
Can it be you? Now it talks about, here goes some of the not so nice traits of a nice guy. So the negatives of being a nice guy. A nice guys are oftentimes dishonest because they're conflict avoidant, because they're a people pleaser. They'll behave and tell you things that they don't necessarily feel. I'll give you just a small example. You go to the restaurant. Oh, did you like the food? Yeah, I loved it. You didn't like it. You're lying.
Yeah.
But you're a nice guy. You're trying to please this person. You're trying to not hurt their feelings. Conflict avoidant. Seek their validation. But you're really being dishonest. Nice guys are secretive. Nice guys compartmentalized. They compartmentalize stuff. Nice guys are manipulative. Nice guys give to get. Think about dating. I'm going to give you free food, give you flowers in the hope of getting put. The quote unquote asshole, nigga, I don't got to give you nothing to get what I want.
On GLD.
It's a fundamental difference. He's giving to get.
Oh, God. What are you going to give me to get whatever I want to give you?
It's a whole different mentality, Jay. Like I said, nice guys are manipulative because nice guys are passive aggressive. They don't address shit directly. They're resentful with their girl. They're this, that, and the third, resentful with their homies. Nice guys are full of rage. A lot of times they're resentful. They're mad. They're my girl never fucks me. Not real. So this is shit that niggas really deal with. I've only had sex once this month. It's like, I know you can't relate.
I'd be honored to have sex once a month. I'm being used so much at home.
Tired of being used and abused.
Tired of being used.
My mama.
Overworked and underpaid.
Now I'm gonna let you read some of these highlights because I've probably been doing a little too much talking. No, they want to hear Jake in his bag.
It says nice guys are frequently isolated. What is that about? Though nice guys desire to be liked and loved, their behaviors actually make it difficult for people to get very close to them. Because all these full of rage and passive aggressive and controlling and manipulative, people don't want to be around that type of shit. But if they're the nice guy, how could they be frequently isolated when they're being the nice guy to hopefully bring people in? You know what I'm saying? Like, if they're avoiding the conflict, why would somebody want to...
But that's the thing, too. It's like sometimes doing, quote-unquote, the right thing or the nice thing, it doesn't get you the result. It's kind of like, let's say with girls. If I'm giving you all these things, why aren't I getting... Because it's just not the way... You're looking at it through the wrong lens. Like, you're behaving in a way that's not going to get you the results you want.
Okay.
So it's like, I mean, that's just one small paragraph, Jay.
One small.
But I'm saying it's like sometimes doing the quote-unquote nice thing is like, it ain't getting the... It's like, it sounds crazy... How does the person who says, I'm not buying a shit, get everything out of her? It sounds completely backwards. Like, he didn't take you on a date. He didn't buy you flowers, but he got more out of you.
Honestly, it's the easiest thing in the world. Just be yourself. That's really what it is. Be yourself, and she gonna give. Some people do play hard to get, though, I ain't gonna lie. And I'm fine with the playing hard to get. It's cool, play hard to get. But while you're playing hard to get, I'm still getting my way over there. Still getting my way over there. Still getting my way over there. And I might even be getting my way with one of your friends. And that's how it goes, you know. I don't have to buy you no flowers. I don't gotta take you no dates. I don't gotta do any of that. I'm just gonna be me. And you're just gonna give shit up.
It sounds like I say a lot of these, and that's why a lot of times people have issues transitioning from the nice guy role.
Yeah.
Because it sounds just contradictory.
Oh, this is a big one. Nice guys have difficulty setting boundaries.
Powerful, Jay.
That is one of probably the most fundamental thing in life. Everybody should have boundaries.
Standards.
That's why we have them. Oh my, standards protect us. Boundaries protect us.
My mama.
Boundaries make you not be passive aggressive, full of rage.
Now, real talk.
It says right here, nice guys tend to be very black and white in their thinking. It's simple, black and white. There's no gray in between. The only alternative they can see to being nice is becoming bastards or jerks.
And that's a lot of times the issue with transitioning is a lot of times when you say stop being a nice guy, they instantly assume, oh, I got to be a terrible person.
Yeah.
It's like, no, you could be. It's not like, and it goes back to like we discussed when we talk about ourselves. It's like, bro, we're good people.
Yeah.
But we're not nice. There's a difference.
Yeah.
But a lot of times, the nice guy, he sees it as black and white. I'm either nice or I'm a terrible human.
If I can hide my flaws and become what I think others want me to be, then I will be loved, get my needs met, and have a problem-free life. That's not reality. That's not reality.
It sounds good.
If I can hide my flaws, that's what bitches do when they put on makeup. They hide their flaws. They hide their insecurities in hoping that they will get a good man. A charming man, a well-paid man.
Nice guys, they only see one alternative, try harder. This was big. Like, a lot of times when shit ain't working, like I say, they're givers, they're pleasers. They're only like, when shit goes south, it's like their only solution is just try harder. Oh, she didn't give me the pussy, let me give her more flowers. Let me take her on more dates.
Okay.
That's their only solution is like, oh, let me do more for her. And it's like, you're just digging yourself a bigger hole. You see how this is so powerful and a lot of people can relate to this? I promise you, Jay. I think this is the biggest disease, the biggest syndrome that these motherfuckers have.
Brother, you have motivated me.
You want to touch this book?
Brother, I gotta touch it.
You don't want to finish it? You want to touch it now?
I gotta touch it. I gotta touch it now.
Oh
I
my.
gotta touch it. I gotta touch it.
Oh my mama.
I
he
gotta
wanna
touch it.
Okay.
I gotta touch it.
So we
brother.
just gave these
I gotta
niggas
touch those.
Oh my mama,
Gotta
these
touch
two.
those
And they,
two.
for those who can't see, he talking about the Prince and we talking about No More Mr. Nice Guy. So this is what we call a teaser.
That was a
Is this what we call a teaser?
teaser. You know how, you feel me? She sent you a little nude little pic and you can't wait to go slam her shit down. She sent you the teaser. She's got you to get your core.
My mama, this was foreplay.
This was foreplay right here, fellas.
We got niggas, we got them horny.
If I'm horny, y'all horny.
Now they're hot, ready, and bothered. So by next pod, we gonna come in and just and f them with this game. But yeah, that right there. Let me make sure this shit is smooth. That right there though, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Good game.
Yeah, good game.
And it's something that so many people could relate to. Now, I think this was a great way to start shit off. Next pod, we can just do a full dive in.
Deep dive.
A deep dive.
Deep dive. 12 feet type
And what
shit.
I could probably do for the YouTube is combine them. So it's like start it with this.
Yeah.
And then just be like, next link up and just combine that motherfucker.
Absolutely. That one is a good one. Oh, that's a great one.
Brother, it's so powerful, it's so relevant, and it's like it's something that I promise you so many people could relate to. And I think this is why so many people have issues in their relationship is really just this. And it's beyond just relationships romantically. Like
Life.
I really think, and it goes back to being a poodle. It's like you're so out of touch with your masculinity. It's like you lost your claws, you lost your teeth. And a lot of times being a nice guy is a defense mechanism. It's really for your own safety. You're conflict avoidant because you're not capable of handling a conflict. It's like the dude, for example, it's like, nigga, I'm talking to Mike Tyson. I can't do nothing to Mike, so I have to be nice to him.
Yeah.
I have to be a people pleaser, a conflict avoidant, because it's really a safety mechanism. It's a way to basically keep myself alive.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm dealing with a real wolf. Let me, nigga, be passive.
In a way, that is how you outsmart them.
But it's like, you don't want that to be your default.
Yeah, you don't want
Life.
that to be your personality.
Yeah, like I'm just always conflict avoidant because I can't, nigga.
Yeah.
Like I say, it's like you become the poodle. You became the tiny ass wiener dog.
Mm-hmm.
You ain't got no claws, no teeth, no sharp teeth. You're not dangerous no more.
Yeah.
As a man, we're the warrior of society. We're the warrior of the household. When shit goes south, she wants to look towards us to protect her.
God, where's your sword? I even saw that because I'm rewatching the Game of Thrones. Is like Jaime Lannister's, the perception about him was so high,
That nigga
but
whore.
as soon as he got his arm cut off,
My mama.
people started disrespecting him. They started, but they didn't look at him the same.
Yeah.
And
Right, that was his sword arm. That
but
nigga
then I
was
recently just saw a nigga caught the sword with his golden arm and stabbed the nigga. That nigga was hard.
hard. That nigga James was hard. He ain't fucking with his dad though. Dad was the truth.
Now, what about that? Break down that. Nigga, the dad got killed by his own son.
That's why you never want to be hated. That's why I say, brother, nigga, being likable is such a powerful quality, brother.
Yeah.
Especially because you understand, nigga, the power is in the people. The people decide the champ. The people's champ. The people decide their leader. The people decide who they follow.
Yeah.
You don't want the people to turn on you. You don't want the people to, nigga. It's a balance of being able to satisfy the people, but also maintain that respect. And that's why I always say, I look at this YouTube shit, it's like a relationship with a girl. Being able to satisfy your girl, but keep the respect in the relationship. Or being able to satisfy your girl, but not seeking her validation. There's a difference.
Yeah.
It's the same with the YouTube shit. A lot of creators get inside that cycle of they started off trying to satisfy their audience, but then they get stuck in that cycle of now they're seeking the audience's
What do
validation.
the people want to see?
Now they're seeking the validation towards like you're no longer making content you want to make. And people can sense that. This is why you will see creators literally, niggas have meltdowns. I didn't see multiple creators, niggas crying on the internet. This and that. It's like,
There's no way you saw that on the internet, brother.
multiple times from multiple niggas.
He is not lying. He is not lying. And that's why, like, when it comes to content, I do whatever I feel like is for me. So, for example, the bros don't be liking when I'm watching the book bag, but I find value from the book bag. And that's because these are probably some books that I want to read myself, and they give me insight on how their perspective is on the book. And then it gives me more reasons to want to read the book. Or they might read something that I don't really care to read, but I still understand their perspective. And or when I'm posting like YouTube videos that, you know, maybe the majority don't want to watch, that's that's fine. I don't have to watch me. I don't have to watch my stream. I don't have to be into my YouTube. Like, I'm gonna post videos for me, and because I made the channel for me, and I'm not gonna. Oh, let me please the people. Let me please. It's good because you want to get the subscribers, you want to get the followers, and you want to build the strong core fan base. But at the same time, like, my core fan base, whether it's 5 people that watch my video, whether it's 10 people that watch my video, whether it's 15, whether it's 20, whether it's 200, those 200 people are gonna be strong versus like 2,000 fake people. I don't want that. So I'm gonna just record what I record. I'm gonna react to what I record. I'm gonna stream what I want to stream. I'm gonna talk about what I want to talk about, and I'm not people pleasing at all. Fuck no.
It's like niggas be really, brother, they trying to satisfy the audience, and when they not satisfying the audience, it affects their real life mental. So that's why I say it's this balance. You want to create content you want to make, and ideally people fuck with it.
Yeah.
But I'm not about to break my back. If y'all don't fuck with it, brother, go find a content creator you fuck with.
Mm-hmm.
I want to satisfy you, but I'm not seeking your validation. There's a difference.
Yeah.
It's like with the girl.
Yeah.
I want you to be happy.
Yeah.
But I'm not about to break my back to try to make you happy. Find a new nigga.
Powerful.
So this shit gets so.
That part. That's like another thing too. Where I be telling the hoes, the females, women, the skeleties, whatever you want to call them, like, you came on my team, you came on my program. Cool. I would love to satisfy you, but if my actions can't satisfy you, if my actions is not how you want things to go, then that's fine. You can leave the doors right there, and you can go on another team. You can find another nigga that's better than me. You can find a nigga that's doing the things that you want me to do. I'm not switching up. I'm not here to satisfy. I'm here to be me, and either you accept it or you don't, and that's that. I'm not switching up nothing. I'm not. And most of the time when you lay down like that, they fuck with you for real, because you're being your authentic self. I'm not switching up for nothing, bro. I'm not doing it, bro. I'm not doing it. Honestly, I'm not.
So I love this game. And I ain't gonna lie, brother. This right here is like, nigga, it's the greatest thing you can give somebody.
Not lying. This is the greatest gift of life.
Nigga, I ain't gonna lie. My grandma just passed last night.
Which one?
The one that you know.
Swear to God.
Yeah, brother. She had cancer, but nigga, it's like, I was just thinking about it, like, nigga, inheritance. Like, nigga, she didn't give me no money to inherit. She didn't give me no property to inherit. Nigga, but she gave me wisdom. She gave me these spiritual principles. It's like, nigga, that's the greatest inheritance you can give your kids. That's the greatest inheritance you can give your grandchildren. It's like, nigga, the principles, the spirituality, like the game, the wisdom. And it's like, nigga, I'll forever be living, in a sense, keeping her memory or her name alive just based off the principles that she taught me. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
She taught me to be respectful. Every time I'm respectful, it's like, nigga, I'm keeping her legacy alive.
Yeah.
And it's like, brother, that's why it's like, nigga, niggas can keep the legacy alive of the minorities by keeping the game alive.
Not lying.
RP to his grandma. And if you talking about the grandma that was in that one video when he's on the phone with the shorty, when he's gonna take it to McDonald's, RP to that grandma too, you know what I mean? RP to his grandma regardless.
Nigga, this shit gets deep, brother.
Pass that shit on. Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah, boy, it's crazy.
I felt like you was just talking about it regularly last week.
Brother.
She was fine last week.
Nah, she wasn't fine last week. I don't think I was talking about her last week, but it's like, brother, that's how fragile life is, brother. But it's now nigga, she's had cancer for a minute, but it just was, nigga, going downhill the last couple weeks. But yeah, shit is crazy. But it's like, brother, the greatest thing you can, nigga, give your inheritance to your children is gonna be the game you give them, the knowledge, the wisdom, the value that you provided to their life. That's what people are gonna remember.
Not lying.
They're gonna remember the feeling that you gave them, the information and the knowledge and the what imprint did you leave on them. So I said we gotta redefine the word billionaire. Trying to positively affect 1 billion people, fuck $1 billion. Positively affect 1 million people, fuck $1 million. Gotta redefine the word billionaire. Trying to positively affect 1 billion people, fuck $1 billion. Positively affect 1 million people, fuck $1 million.
That is a fact. I ain't gonna lie, and that's why I'm so grateful and really like blessed of the opportunity that is like in my hand right now. You know, I'm just in this space of where it's a people before profit type of business, you know, and it's like, yo, like he said, fuck a billion. I'm trying to help a billion people. Fuck a million. I'm trying to help a million people. I have these resources that I could share with you, and I hope it could help you in the long run. And if it can't, at least you learn something, you know. And some people will find it useful, and some people won't find it useful, and that's how it goes in life, you know. I try to help my bros with it, because the first thing, whatever, anything that comes, you know, to my way or whatever, the first people I go to is the bros. Yo, bros, like, this is what it is, this is what it ain't. Which y'all fucking with? Oh, y'all don't want to do it? It's cool. Okay, cool. And you go down the list, and then from there, okay, try to do family members ain't fucking with, cool. Try to do friends. Well, friends and bros, same thing, but like friends that's like not really close, but you close. Oh, cool. Ain't trying to fuck with, cool. And then the only thing that you would do is help strangers, you know. So that's what I've been on right now. But like he said again, fuck a million. I'm trying to help a million people. So if I can help 30 people today.
Not lying.
But it's like, brother, this game gets deep, brother. I ain't gonna lie to you. Only got one grandparent left, brother. My grandpa.
It's crazy because
one grandparent left.
I probably haven't seen your grandma as long as the last time I seen your grandpa. But grandpa always seemed like he was the one going downhill.
Yeah, he's had hella strokes.
Went from walking to now he's in a wheelchair. I've only seen grandma only walking and talking regular and having good normal conversations.
Yeah.
So to see that, I was like, God damn.
Yeah, he's still hanging in there. He's had hella strokes. He can't walk. He can't do nothing, but his spirit is still up. That's why the scripture says your joy is your strength. He still got, nigga, I ain't gonna lie, he's mentally strong, spiritually strong. He still got joy when I see him.
Ain't lie, they say you lose what you don't use. So keep using that dick, brother. You gonna lose that motherfucker one day if you stop.
What are you talking about?
I'm just saying, it's like, nigga, that's what they be saying.
What the fuck?
You lose what you don't use. So it's like, you know how like old people, they just sit around all day and they just sit down, watch TV.
What's that got to do with the dick, Jay?
I'm saying, don't lose that motherfucker, so keep using it. Forever.
My dick?
Forever.
The dick, Jay. He's 70 years old.
And did he lose it now? If he would have
yeah.
kept using it through his 50s, 55, 56.
And it goes beyond it goes beyond just that. It's like, nigga, all the muscles, the knowledge.
The brain.
It's like, brother, you got to constantly work this motherfucker, constantly exercise it.
Exercise it.
Constantly be seeking knowledge, constantly be trying to apply the knowledge. But it's like you say, if you don't use it, you're going to lose it. If you don't use the game, you're going to lose the game.
Not lying.
Oh my God, Jay just hit a bag.
Not lying. But that's just a little something. That was just a little something for him. But it's like, man, you got to keep on sharpening that sword.
Yeah.
Every day, like, nigga, now that I'm in the situation that I'm in life, is like, every day I literally look at myself like, how can I make the family just 1% better than yesterday? Just 1%. Now, I don't need to do it times 25. Yeah. Just 1% better than yesterday.
We call this compound interest. You're trying to just eventually.
Absolutely. There we go.
Come on, mama.
Just little wins.
Little wins.
And over the month, nigga, we stacked over 30 wins this month.
Real talk. Let me change this battery real quick. That's why I say everything, brother. This shit is everything. Like, brother, the game is everywhere. I just put a new battery in there. What does that mean, Jay?
More game can be explained.
Brother, that means you have to recharge. That's what it is every time you clock into this pod. It's a recharge.
Absolutely.
That's ultimately what church is. It's like, nigga, you spent the week hopefully applying the game, and then you come back on Sunday to refuel. Put more gas in that tank so you can keep driving further towards the destiny of God. But it's like, nigga, that's essentially what this is. It's like, brother, you here to refuel on this game and then keep applying this motherfucker, drive farther in life, get farther in life. The game is everywhere. I just realized that just from throwing that battery in there. Why? Recharge. How you supposed to drive far? You ain't even recharged. Little niggas ain't recharged for years.
They lost the game because they never used it.
Nigga Jason is just like, yeah.
And these little niggas ain't hit that like button yet. This shit is disrespectful, Jay, the way they treat us.
Y'all ain't putting nothing in that pot?
They ain't putting nothing in that.
They ain't putting nothing in that pot?
They ain't putting nothing in that comment section. Knowing damn well we want to hear feedback. We just two young niggas in a room talking to a big ass camera. We want to hear feedback.
Is
Get in
that too much to
comment
ask
section.
for? Just feedback? Shit is crazy.
But yeah, though, we'll get deeper into the No More Mr. Nice Guys. Like I said, that was a teaser. And for anyone watching on the YouTube, we'll probably just combine the two pods.
Next pod, I'm excited about next pod.
Yeah,
I just needed a little bit of dose of that game.
little teaser.
Little teaser.
And this is an easy read. You see it's small and it's like an easy read. Like, and truthfully, it's an easy read. You can kind of skim through, get the good
points.
You know what I'm saying? The meat and bones of the situation.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, stay tuned for next pod. Hope y'all like today's pod.
Appreciate y'all, for real.
Definitely was a good pod. A lot of good game.
And make sure y'all drop in that comment section what topics y'all wanted to touch on and what questions you want us to hit.
My mama.
Because I'm trying to hit some.
My mama.
Excuse me, sir, would you like to earn income while you learn how to code?
Yeah, dog. Tell me more about that.
Dev slopes?
I don't know if y'all can tell, but YouTube's finally starting to pay. As you can see, it's starting to get an upgrade.
Slowly but surely.
You feel me? The 15th just hit, so we spent a little bit of money. Come on now. Hardwood. This is part 2 of one of the greatest books of all time. This is I think this is maybe the second or third book that I've actually read every single page. I read this whole book in maybe a week. And Jay's a slow reader, fellas, so you guys can definitely get to it.
My new chair's coming in eventually, so stay tuned for that. With that being said, you know what I'm saying? Slight upgrade. This was just a quick little baby step.
I was telling y'all, from when they started to now, look at the setup a little different. The setup is a little different. I've been telling y'all, invest in yourself. Invest. I don't know how much more can I stress it, but invest. It's good to invest in yourself. Just cause it's like, bro, whether you know what.
Slight.
This is a step in the right direction.
You know what I'm saying? Just a step in the right direction.
And that's what this book can provide. A helping guide to have a step in the right direction.
My mama. And I think this is a step a lot of people need to take. I think this syndrome is something that a lot of people are inflicted with. It's a disease that's plagues America. Truly. This is what's wrong with the world. Nice guys.
And a lot of it started before
Childhood.
Before you even start dibbling and dabbling into women.
Raised to be a nice guy.
This is why us as men, as forthcoming fathers, we have to stay in our child's life and be present and be active.
It talks about that.
And I ain't gonna lie, I really realized, like, probably after 1 or 2, mom don't need to be in the picture no more.
1 or 2 years old?
1 or 2 years old.
Man, that's early, Jay.
1 or 2 years. As soon as they can start hearing and start saying shit,
get her out of there.
You need to be around man.
And you know what's crazy? In the book even discusses this. Back in the day, I think once the child reached probably like 12, 10, the fathers took the kids.
Strong. I like that.
Those first 10 years, okay, the mom raises him. The mom makes sure that he's well fed, takes care of him. After that, once you reach an age of, around 10, you start getting old enough to where, okay, you starting about to reach
puberty.
Go through puberty.
Yeah.
That's when, okay, father takes over. Powerful. And that's something that today's society, a lot of men lack, is that male leadership, the father figure role. And this is why so many people worship false idols. Going back to scripture, is because they're ultimately seeking leadership. They're seeking guidance. That typically, a lot of times, that's the masculine role. When you look at just masculinity, femininity is dominance and submissiveness. The dominance, the leadership, that's really supposed to come from the man. That's a masculine trait. You know what I'm saying? Women naturally want a leader. They say it all the time. I want a leader. Why? That's tied to masculinity. She's not wired to lead. When you are truly leading her, it allows her to enter her feminine. So that's why so many dudes, whether it be from other YouTubers, from just influencers, their favorite celebrities, they're chasing leadership. You chasing a father. And even a lot of people who got fathers in the house, these aren't active fathers. These aren't good fathers. These aren't masculine fathers. So this right here is a powerful book. I think this right here, and they love the last pod.
The
part
double
one?
date? Oh, part 1, yeah.
Yeah, they love that pod.
You see the double dating on YouTube was going crazy.
The double date recently just got age restricted. Brother, this world is crazy. And I look and it
just got age restricted.
It recently got age restricted. And as a viewer, most people don't understand You don't even see that blue to your left.
Blue. Oh my
Oh,
God.
Jay, we got adjustments. There's more to come.
Yeah, you know blue's my favorite color.
Lightsaber on the side.
God.
That's just to add a little flavor. And we gotta watch our language, Jay.
I'm sorry.
You know age restriction,
You
but
got that Anakin Skywalker.
yeah, that's
to
just
my left.
that's just one. You know what I'm saying? We'll continually make improvements. But as a viewer, most people don't understand how powerful age restriction is. Every content creator, YouTuber, they know age restriction completely just destroys a video. You know what I'm saying? It completely
literally, bro. This video right here, I don't understand.
If you're not from New York,
Why? Like, I honestly just don't understand why did they age restrict this video. Like, there was no need for that. There was no, like, cause look. I'm gonna show y'all right now. This video right here, if it wasn't age restricted, okay, let me back up there a little bit. If it wasn't age restricted, it'd have been way more than this. I probably hit a band-aid on this video. But now they want the age restricted, and bro, YouTube, bro. One thing about YouTube, one thing about content creating, it's cool, it's fun, but there's always those humbling moments of it, you know. And some of the humbling moments would be when you lose subs. Some of them humbling moments would be when you're stagnated at subs, when you're not getting any views, when your channel is not making any progress, when, like he said, age restricted, when they age restrict your videos, like small little things like that. It just makes you just not even want to do it no more, sir. So it's like, yeah, but you gotta keep doing it. If you really want to do it so bad, you gotta keep doing it. And that's where I'm at right now, where like I don't mind doing content no more, but there's gonna come a point where I'm just like, yo, I'm off this, bro. I'm off this, and I'm probably gonna be off this soon. Just cause, like, bro, I don't really see I guess you can say the fruits of my labor, I guess, is not really bearing right now. I don't know what's going on. The tree is rotten. Something is ain't it. You know what I'm saying? For example, okay, and I'm still small, and I had to put consistency into play, but my followers went down for Twitch. My subscribers kind of went down, but it kind of went back up for YouTube. TikTok, I've been stagnant on TikTok for the longest. It's just, you know, it's a whole lot of humbling moments. But like I said, if you really want to do it, you gotta be consistent with it every day, every single day. You can't miss a day. Clockwork every single day. But I came to a point where I was just doing it for so long, and I just don't really see the fruit of my labor no more. And I'm just like, whatever. I do it for fun now. It's a hobby. Before it used to be like, okay, something I'm gonna take serious. Now it's just a hobby. That's why, like, even last week Saturday, I went out and got some content. The video was supposed to be up, but I don't have time to sit down no more and edit the video and put my own to the video to do what? 9 views. And like I was telling y'all, it's good to have the strong core fan, you know, because those 9 could really change your life. Those 9 could really change your life. But it's like, bro, like, shit don't be jumping anymore. Look what I'm talking about. Look what I'm talking about right here. Boom. Posted 8 days ago, 16 views. 7 days ago, 12 views. 2 months ago, views don't be really hating like that no more, bro. So it's just like, I don't really care for it no more, bro. I post for fun now. So, yeah, I definitely understand what he's talking about.
Completely just ruins a video. And so our last podcast, we've had multiple podcasts at this point get age restricted, and it literally will be for one word. Because they'll tell you, because I'll end up trying to appeal it, like basically trying to appeal the age restriction, and it gave us an email, and they're like, oh, we confirm that this is not safe for underage people. And it says, you can see an example around 2933, and it'd be literally just the B word. And then this one I knew it was like, this is insane. One of the video that we have, we made a video in which we intentionally were like, we're gonna not cuss.
Yeah.
That video, it didn't get age restricted, but it got yellow marked, which basically the art of seduction. This one we made a conscious effort to not cuss. That one got yellow marked, and for people who don't know, yellow marked is basically just it makes it harder to make money off that video.
Annoying too.
And it's like, how did that get yellow marked?
What was the reason for that one?
Basically, it's just ad suitability. Like, it's not it doesn't say specifically, but it's just like this type of content isn't suitable for most advertisements. And it's like, all we did was do a book review.
Is it seduction? The word seduction in the title?
Brother, they don't tell you specifically, but that's what I'll be saying. It's so goofy. This YouTube space is so weird. But at the end of the day, all we can do is make adjustments.
That's all.
We're not here to complain. We just here to, you feel me?
Get
Make
better.
adjustments.
Get better.
Get better.
But on the 29:33 minute mark, did they say that you could bleep it to get the green?
They don't give you an option. So just moving forward, we got to start monitoring our language. You know, being more self-conscious and self-aware of how we're speaking.
At the end of the day, we are employees of Disney. YouTube is bought by Disney, so Disney. We gotta.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Disney by YouTube, so we are employees of Disney, so we got to be Disney friendly.
This for the kids.
Yeah.
So for the kids, we'll try to monitor our language. But I like this setup. I got some better chairs coming in.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And as of now, it's not too cluttered. If we want to add, we can always add to it. But we don't want it to get too cluttered. But this is a nice little space. You know what I'm saying?
It's a safe space.
It's a nice little space, safe space. But powerful book. Part 1, you didn't read it yet, but that was the foreplay. It got you interested in the book.
Yes.
And now that you did end up diving into these walls, diving into the pages.
This book made me realize a lot of things. It starts even before you have been given birth to. It starts by what man chooses what woman he wants to bear his children. That's how it first instantly starts. Y'all got to make sure you're on the same page.
Right.
Same page, one accord, and also it's like that this whole, the dynamic of men and women, you said it in pause before, but it's like men willingly become slaves.
Oh yeah, real talk.
For just one word, and it's that P word that's very powerful. I don't want to say it because it adds suitability, but that P word, and it's a shame. It really is a shame, but hey man.
And even if it ain't that P word, they just become a slave to their desires. They become a slave to lust. And ultimately, it's like you sacrifice your dignity, you sacrifice your manhood for that box. I can't help people. And this reminds me of the George podcast. Such a powerful podcast. But it just shows you firsthand. You can't help these people. Feeling is really the secret to life. And so it correlates to this perfectly because going to the George situation is like, he knows logically what he should do. We sat down with him for an hour. Even before we sat down with him, he knows logically what he should do.
Yeah.
But he has a feeling that conquers the intellect. The feeling conquers the rational. The feeling is I want to go back. I'm trying to dive in those waters. Whatever it is that is enticing him to her.
Yeah.
And so what you start to realize is that that's really the secret to everything. Everybody knows, typically they know the answer. Everybody knows how to get healthy. It's a very simple process. Eat healthy, exercise regularly, avoid drugs and alcohol. You'll be healthy.
Yeah.
But most of America is unhealthy. Why? Because they feel like eating sweets. They know, McDonald's is unhealthy. Sugar is unhealthy. But it feels good to eat these things. And so once you are able to conquer the feeling, but you start to really realize that's everything. And this goes back to when we talked about hedonism. Remember we talked about that?
Hedonism?
Hedonism is essentially when you're chasing pleasure. And there's a negative connotation to it.
Yeah.
Hedonism versus discipline. Discipline is typically has a positive connotation. Hedonism has a negative connotation. But in reality, hedonism isn't the issue. Chasing pleasure isn't the issue. It's that your value systems is the issue. What you derive pleasure from is unhealthy to you. If you can find pleasure in going to the gym, then being hedonistic it's a benefit. And that's a whole nother bag. I don't want to get too deep on it, but long story short, you start to realize that's really the secret with most people who get successful in life. Is it's not so much that they're disciplined, because discipline implies you're doing something you don't want to do. I don't want to work out, but I work out. Hedonism is, and that's where most people succeed in life, is Michael Jordan didn't get where he's at because he was doing something he hated. No, he loved what he did. You call it hard work because you don't like going to the gym. But if you can learn to start liking going to the gym, that's when you start to really succeed in life. Because feeling is the secret. When you can associate a positive feeling with these things that are positive for you, just like people who change their eating habits, they feel good eating a salad. So when you can change the feelings associated, that's a whole nother bag. I don't want to get too deep, but it just reminded me when you was talking about what you was talking about. Feeling is the secret.
Lifestyle.
Things that are positive for you, just like people who change their eating habits, they feel good eating a salad. So when you can change the feelings associated, that's a whole nother bag. I don't want to get too deep, but it just reminded me when you was talking about what you was talking about. Feeling is the secret. Reminded me when you so when you can change the feelings associated, that's a whole nother bag. I don't want to get too deep, but it just reminded me when you was talking about what you was talking about. When hedonism is, and that's where most people succeed in life, is Michael Jordan didn't get where he's at because he was doing something he hated. No, he loved what he did.
Yeah.
You call it hard work because you don't like going to the gym. But if you can learn to start liking going to the gym, that's when you start to really succeed in life. Because feeling is the secret. When you can associate a positive feeling with these things that are positive for you, just like people who change their eating habits, they feel good eating a salad. So when you can change the feelings associated, that's a whole nother bag. I don't want to get too deep, but it just reminded me when you was talking about what you was talking about.
I ain't gonna lie. Principles over feelings. Always, you know, like he said, Michael Jordan didn't get to where he wanted to be because he, like, you know, he wanted to be there, of course, but there's probably days where he woke up and it's like, yo, I don't want to do this. But principles say, like, yo, if you want to be the greatest, if you want to be the most known basketball player, you gotta do what you gotta do. Some people don't like to go to the gym because it's hard work, but some people still go up to the gym because, yeah, it might be hard work, but principles says, like, okay, I go to the gym, I lock in for a month, I lock in for 2 months, I lock in for a year. The results of what I'm trying to achieve is gonna be seen, you know. And I feel like people just people only choose feelings over principles because feelings is the easy way out. Oh yeah, you know, I'm 120 pounds and I want to get to 150, but like I don't have time to go to the gym, or like I don't eat that much, or like when I go to the gym I'm uncomfortable, or like I don't know if I'm doing these workout rights and the form is right. It's all excuses. Feelings is all excuses, and it comes down to where I'm like a very, very much so advocate of principles over feelings. Principles say, go to the gym, whether you don't want to go, even if it's for 5 minutes of the day, 10 minutes of the day. And the feeling says, oh no, don't go. Stay home, sleep, eat, relax, go out to drink, go out to smoke. Principles over feelings.
Feeling is the secret.
Lifestyle.
But yeah, that was a little tangent, but
Absolutely.
But yeah, you
Thoroughly enjoyed this book, and the stories in here, like I feel like so many, even some of these stories I went through some of these stories, and I can see how other people. Yeah, it's great read.
I skipped the stories, but I'm already knowing. Yeah, the story's got relatability involved.
Yeah.
Is there anything you want to touch on specifically? Now, part one, which, like I said, for the YouTube version, we'll combine. We've already discussed kind of the first few chapters, or at least a couple of the first few pages, but we can go back and touch on anything.
Yeah.
Because now that you've actually read it, there might be some things that stood out.
Now, this is later in the book. I don't know if you want to go in chronological order or we can go out of place.
Your world.
Okay, it doesn't matter. Okay, good game is good game. But I love this like segment in the book. Staying stuck on dysfunctional but familiar systems prevents nice guys from getting the life that they want.
Real talk.
That can go from jobs, relationships. It's just the familiarity of having a job, even though it's a terrible job, you hate clocking into work, or being in a familiar situation with this girl, but it's a terrible relationship, or even friendships, parents, whatever it is like that familiarity gives you that sense of comfort. But it's like the dysfunction is it just ruins and poisons your soul, your spirit.
Real talk.
It does. I was just telling my shorty that, bro. Like, listen, I understand. You have a job right now, but you don't want to be at this job. You don't want to be here. You have this resume. You have these certain jobs that they did before in the previous past. You have this certifications. Okay, I know you want this, and you're at this job, but you also have these little things on the resume. So instead of being at this job, you can apply to these jobs and this job because you already have a familiar. I don't know. That wouldn't be the right word, but like you already been there before. You feel me? You already experienced being this. You already experienced being that. So apply to this, apply to that. Still be here, but if one of those fall into place, go for it because here might be better. Whether they pay you better than here, whether they treat you better than here, whether the hours are better, whatever it is better. And then once you're here, you can still be comfortable. We don't want you to be comfortable, but you can be comfortable for the time being till you get right here, which you desire. You desire to be. And I don't know if that makes sense. I tried to explain things, but then I don't want to like explain too deeply because like she's like I'm like so I try to keep it calm and simple, but hopefully you guys understand. And same thing what he said with relationships. You might feel comfortable in this relationship. You might be used to this relationship because this person you treat you this way, but the way that they treat you might not be the best. Somebody might be treating you better. Somebody could treat you better, but you know you're comfortable here and you don't want to leave, so you stay and you deal with it. No. Comfortability, like I'm against comfortability. Like don't be comfortable in nowhere. It can be better every single where you go. You have this kind of car and you want this car. It might take time to get to this car, but you being comfortable. You saying you're gonna suck it up and almost no. You want this? Grind your fucking ass off to get this car. Grind. You want this job, but you can't get it right now because of whatever the situation is. Fix the situation so you could get that job. You in this relationship and you're going through this with your girl. It might be easy to talk through it with your shorty, but you don't want to be here anymore because it's mentally draining. Then leave her. Tell her like, listen, I'm done, and move on and fix what you gotta fix and find a better girl. Don't be comfortable with nothing, bro. The job pay you $16. You want 18? Get a job that's 18. 18 not enough for you, no? Get a job that's 18.50. 18.50 is not enough for you, no? Get a job that's 22.25. 22.25 is not enough. Get a job that's 22.75. Never be comfortable in life. Never.
So yeah, that was one segment on there that I agreed with, and you definitely got to get out that you definitely got to find a way to, you feel me, get out and get familiar with new things. Mm-hmm. It's like the hedonism thing is like not going to the gym.
Yeah,
it's like get familiar and learn to love the gym, and you'll see the results.
Exactly. So and that's what I also been telling her, bro. Like I said, principles over feelings. You might not want to go to the gym because you don't want to wake up early. Feelings say you're too tired when you come home from work. You might have other things to do, but if you want to make the sacrifice and go to the gym, bro, you will see the benefits to the gym. And I can't be a hypocrite because I haven't really been going. I've been going to the gym, but not as consistent as I used to go to the gym. You feel me? But I'm slowly, day by day. When I'm go 1 time a week, 2 times a week, 3 times a week, at least I'm slowly getting there. Slowly, consistency is always good, and bro, I'm a big advocate to go to the gym, bro. Like, go to the gym when you really like mentally lock into the gym. I'm telling you, just lock in for a month. Just listen, whoever's watching this, lock in for a month. Just lock in for a month. You could no free promo, but download this app called Strong. You can build your workout however you want to build it, and just lock in for a month. And I'm telling you, you're gonna see the change. Your attitude changes. The quality of your sleep changes. Your mood improves. Like, bro, I'm telling you. Lock into the gym, man.
So that was one thing that one segment in there that I liked a lot, and there was one thing that I put a star by. And one thing that it does happen in relationships a lot. It's happened to me in past relationships. But for example, when you get like a girlfriend, and all of a sudden you stop hanging out with the homies. Yeah. This was one thing I remember in past pods when me and my girl first started living together. I understood a week within living with my girl, I understood very quickly that the homies in my life are crucial. It makes it sound like, oh, you need to have like friends, but it's like damn near, yeah.
And it talks about this.
Yeah. Having homies, having male friends, positive male figures to just keep you on that grind, just, you feel me, steel sharpen steel. It's a big, big thing. It's a huge, huge thing. But was there anything that, I got hella quotations.
Yeah,
I got
we got
hella,
a whole lot. I say we start from the beginning. First
Okay.
thing first, let's just, and we discussed it on part one, but just to re-emphasize it.
Yeah.
What is a nice guy? A nice guy is a people pleaser.
Yeah.
And it's someone who's conflict avoidant.
Yeah.
Which correlates with being a people pleaser. Because you want to please people, you avoid issues, you avoid conflict.
Mm-hmm. Also, they give up their desires. Desires as a man with no desires is like you just roam free and there you have no sense of purpose going into this world.
Yeah.
Leaving your desires, dropping your desires, you definitely can't do that one.
And I just look at it ultimately as it's a submissive man. Because that's ultimately what you're doing is it's really like a feminine man. You're submitting what you want, sacrificing for what you want for what they want.
Yeah.
You know, you're ultimately behaving how you think they want you to behave. And so you're not, like you say, acting on your actual desires. You're submitting your own personal wants and desires to please this person. So you're ultimately being inauthentic.
And one example that I had, I saw it in the book, and it was something that I did in real life, was basically in the book, a guy wanted to break up with his girlfriend, but he didn't know how to, and he didn't want to break up with her because he didn't know how her life would be without him. He didn't think that she would be successful in life anymore, or she would be okay. She doesn't have family, this or that, or she'll just become depressed. So he didn't want to stay with her because of those reasons. And it's like, bruh, I've been through those type of situations to where it's like you fall victim to just pleasing the other person. In return, you just become resentful and you start to hate this person because you're not living the life that you genuinely want to live.
Real talk.
And it says in there that one.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I'm actually there right now. Despite the resentment part, I'm like, because BTW, I'm single, so just you gonna throw it in there. I'm single, but you know, like I love my shorty and all, and I just feel like life would be better, and I keep telling her like life would be better when you're not here, just because I feel like you would flourish more. I'm the problem. Regardless if this person tells me not, this person tells me not, I know I'm the problem. And the reason why I say that is because, yeah, I might bring certain things to the table. Yeah, you might like me for these certain reasons. But I feel like there's always that one thing, that two thing, that three thing that you probably don't like about me. And those three or two or one is the biggest thing. And I'm willing to fix whatever it is. But at the same time, I'm not. If I feel like it's not a problem for me, I personally won't fix it. Honestly. And it might sound crazy. And that's just how it is. We're like, me and my shorty, like there's things that I have to fix, there's things she has to fix, but I feel like it would be better if she just goes by herself. I go by myself. We fix what we got and then come back. I feel like that would be best. But she says it would be better if we grow together. But I could see the perspective of that. But at the same time, I don't know. Just let me chill by myself. Let me go. But then there's as he was saying, like sometimes it's hard to let go of the person because you don't feel like they gon', you know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying it's hard to let go of her, but there's times where it's just like, bro, like we've been in this motherfucker for so long. Like, I don't know. What would y'all do? I would give y'all the whole like spiel, but
one clean ass quote in there was basically nobody in this world is meant to please you, and you're not meant to please anybody in this world. Brother, that's so powerful.
Get in that
It's so powerful. It's so powerful. And it's like, don't get me wrong. We want to make the people that we care about happy and we want to give them good experiences and all that. But it's like, bruh, just because the bitch is in a bad mood don't mean you're in a bad mood.
Right. Because the girls in the back, we got to mind our language. This is Disney, Jay. We got children watching this. But I get what you're saying
Yeah.
for sure. I know in previously you mentioned how you weren't a nice guy. You were like, I get girls. I was never a nice guy. Do you now, after reading the book a little bit, do you think you were ever a nice guy? And like, how did you transition to get out of it? Or
No, yeah. So after reading this, Jay was officially a nice guy. And how it happened through me
but you
was
had options though.
had options. Had options.
Bro in the chat said, bro, God's name, Brazil.
But it even talks
That's good for him. Fuck, I get what he's I'm in my crib. He's in Brazil. That's cool. Cool for him.
about that in the book of like, you can get girls, but that don't mean you're not a nice guy.
Yeah, like real talk.
It's how you treat girls. It's really how women treat you to indicate if you're a nice guy or whatever the opposite of a nice guy is. But it happened through me. I would not blame it, but name it of like, it happened through me as an adolescent. Of just, it happened through me and my mom's relationship of always trying to please my mom or trying to get her approval or get her attention. So that just transitioned from a child to teenager to slightly into relationships and into adulthood. So how I eventually got out of that, it was probably, I would have to say that one happened when I stopped living with my parents. That was,
and it discusses that. Oh my God, I love this.
that's when I think that the change started to happen.
Yeah.
And I would say that those were the two big indicators: childhood, growing up with mom, and then moving out of the parent spot. Those were the two big things. Because once you stop living with your parents, you have to rely on the tools and game that you have.
Right.
And it's like not living with the woman, living with the homie is like, we're our own bosses. So it just forms you into this incredible being that just,
you're no longer like seeking someone's approval. You're no longer being led.
yeah.
It's like, I'm now the leader in my life, and it kind of just starts to transform you into a leader.
Yeah. And it's also, the mistakes that I make is just solely on me. So I got nobody to back me up. I mean, I do, but it's like nobody to back you up or anything like that. So it's like, you got to make sure that you move correctly in this world. So
Yeah, and then also just in general, where any type of change you're trying to make, even if it's not in regards to being a nice guy, a lot of times that's what keeps people in that behavioral pattern, those behavioral loops of you're in this environment. You're in this environment of, okay, I'm following the authority of my mom. So it's like you're always in this submissive vibe. So once you leave, kind of like to what you say, it's like I'm in an environment now where I'm the boss, I'm the leader.
Yeah.
And then by doing it so often, by living with yourself or with homies or whatever for years, now your whole identity starts to kind of shift to where now it feels uncomfortable going back to the mom's house and listening to her.
yeah.
So a lot of times anytime you're trying to make a change, one of the key things to do oftentimes is to change your environment. That's
Gotta
key.
change the environment. And another example that they had in the book that I realized that
Wait. I gotta touch on that.
Change, one of the key things to do oftentimes is to change your environment.
Listen, honestly, I'm to the point where everything is about change. I came into this new year with the mentality of this year is about change. That's been my motto for this whole year. And things haven't been going the way it's supposed to go, and that's fine. That's you can't expect things to go perfect every single time, you know. We're about to be in April, and you never know what can happen in April. You never know what can happen tomorrow. But he was saying you gotta change your environment. Now I'm gonna speak on changing the environment. I'm gonna speak on change as a whole. For the ones that don't know, for the ones that do know, I'm a bald bitch now. You feel me? Excuse my language, but the reason why I brought that up is because I told myself going into this new year, I wanted to just evolve and do a little change, do a little switcheroo to the point where they're like, yo, who the fuck is this guy, you know? And the first step I took was just cut off my hair. But to say this, I'm in the space now where I don't bring nobody around me, nor do I be around them more. Like, I just don't want to be around just because of my environment. And I feel like the environment that I'm in, whether it's a family that I'm fucking with, the bros, my family, like, we're not uplifting people, or they're not uplifting people. I'm not gonna say we. And since they're not so uplifting, you know, it comes down to where I don't want to be around them more, and I have to change my environment and be around like-minded individuals and be around people that uplift everybody and be around people that want to grow. And that's what I've been doing. I have my mentor. I have my mentor, my cross lines, my down lines, my up lines, a group of like-minded people that I be around. I see them every other Tuesday. I see them one Sunday a week. I see them sometimes they have little power hours, whatever it is. And I might not have the energy yet because I'm still getting used to the environment, but the slight little bit of change just like makes my day. Sometimes I wake up and I'm like, yo, I don't even want to go. But then you go and then the energy in there is just so, oh my God, how you doing? Oh my God, how you been? Oh my God, I love the haircut. I love you look so different. You look so new. How you been doing? And all that just like, you know what? I do like to be in this environment. I do want to improve in my life. I do want to start going out and talking to more people. I do want to share the plane or show the plane with people. I do want to, smaller things like that. And it just changed. So now it's just like, yeah, I still chill with the bros. Yeah, I don't mind going outside with the bros. But if it ain't really beneficial to me no more, I'm not coming. I'm sorry. No, I'm good. And it's not because I don't want to. It's just because, like, what are we doing to improve in life, bro? What are we doing to uplift each other? What are we doing to, 2 years from now we was here? What are we doing from, we wouldn't even say 2 years from now we were here. Right now we're right here. What are we doing to say, you know what? Next year we don't want to be in the same position. We want to be 15% better, 20% better, 30% better. What are we doing to, and honestly, like niggas don't really be in that type of time, bro. Niggas don't really be in that type of time, and then I just can't really be around it no more. So there's that. And another thing I'm gonna tell y'all: learn how to say no. Learn how to say no. Learn how to say no. Like, no is one of the most powerful things you can do. Niggas, when you come outside and you don't want to go, no. You don't want to go. You do want to go, but you got things to do. No. I gotta go to the gym at 9 o'clock, but the bros say, yo, be at the spot at 9:30. Nah, bro, I can't make it. I'm sorry. Another time. Like, no, learn how to say no. Like, I'm telling you, and niggas gonna understand. For sure.
Gotta change the environment. And another example that they had in the book that I realized that I did when I was a lot younger, I would do the what did he have in there? It was basically like, you're a nice guy, and when something doesn't work, you don't stop and do something different. You just keep doing it and doing it and doing it until you think you're gonna get the love and the attention that you want. So for example, I would always text my girl good morning, hoping that something would happen, or I'm gonna get sex, or can we even say sex?
Yeah, we can say sex.
Okay.
I think.
I get a little bit of play that day or something, and it's like, I'm doing these things for her, to please her, and hopefully that I would be getting pleased.
Mama.
But it's like, that's not what Jay genuinely wanted to do, and the results should show, Jay, you're not getting what you want, so maybe you should stop. Yeah. You telling her good morning every day, telling her good night every day, she's just looking at you like a doormat.
Yeah. It talks, nice guys give to get. If I give her these things, maybe I'll get this in return.
Yes. And that's what I was being. I was being manipulative.
Mama.
I was being manipulative. And
this is an intervention.
I have to take self-accountability.
My mama.
You feel me? So,
and it talks, nice guys are dishonest. It's like you're behaving in a dishonest way.
Yeah. And those things also made me realize of, for example, let's use the flip side. If a girl does what you want her to do, whatever it is that you want her to do, you're gonna accept it, and you're gonna like her or love her more for it. You're gonna appreciate her telling you good morning if that's what you want. You're gonna appreciate her cooking for you, doing these things for you. But if you were to do it for a woman, it's like men and women, they're like backwards.
Completely different. But that's the difference between the dominant and the submissive, the leader and the follower.
Yeah.
The leader, if the leader's submitting or
seeking validation
from the follower, it completely ruins the whole dynamic.
Yeah.
If the coach is seeking the player's validation, it's just like, how are you my coach?
Yeah.
You're supposed to be the general of the army. Why are you seeking the validation of a foot soldier?
Yeah.
It's completely different. Whereas when the follower does it, when I'm seeking the validation of a coach, that's a good player.
Yeah.
I want to make my coach happy. What should I do, coach? Extra jumping jacks, extra push-ups, extra what? That's a good player. So that's why it's completely different. It's completely we're complete opposites. So this is chapter 2, the making of a nice guy.
Yeah.
So chapter 2, basically this is discussing what kind of creates the nice guy.
One thing that I liked in there was toxic shame. Basically, just for example, like when I go to like family gatherings and the boys are fighting, the moms will tell the boys stop fighting.
Oh my mama.
But that's what it is to be a man. That's what it is to be a boy. And you know, you don't want to hurt them too bad and whatnot, but it's like, that's what boys do. That's how, so telling them to stop, that's a natural, you're telling them to dumb themselves down and to go inside and play with dolls.
Real talk.
That's not what men are. That's not what society is.
Real talk.
This society is harsh. If anything, you go tell them to put on some boxing gloves and do it the right way.
Yeah.
You don't hurt themselves with bare fists, but those are little small examples that can turn a man or a boy just into like,
he's resenting himself. He's kind of dulling his own masculinity because a lot of times, especially in today's society, everything that's masculine a lot of times is associated with negative. It's bad.
Yeah.
I know from firsthand experience that type of stuff.
Yeah.
Like even like playing games, we play card games and stuff. If I was excited to win this and that, I would get in trouble. It's like, oh, don't brag.
yeah.
It's basically it's like a participation award type family dynamic is what I was kind of raised in. It's like, oh, it's about having fun. As long as everyone have fun, it's like it's killing the competitiveness. It's basically trying to suppress my competitive nature.
Yeah.
Oh no, don't do it. And it's like, but then when I would go and I had a very like polar opposite. Like on my dad's side, it was a very masculine environment. On my mom's side, it was what I feel was a very feminine environment. But to this example, like on my dad's side of the family, competition is what earned you respect.
Yeah.
Being around all my guy cousins, it's like we play video games, we wrestled, like you say, fighting, wrestling, boxed, playing video games. It's like playing sports. That's what earned you respect within the circle, was being the best and always trying to, okay, my cousin beat me this time, I'm gonna improve and get him next time. And it's like we had fun competing.
Yeah.
But in my mom's side of the family, that same competition, that spirit was kind of being suppressed.
Yeah.
And so when you're around, see, thankfully I had both dynamic to where it kind of balanced me out. But for some people, when you're just around that, brother, it kills. You've been turned into a poodle, not realizing you're a wolf.
This was one thing that, but this is just mainly like a history lesson ever since the 20th century, History 101. But the loss of fathers, we said that earlier in the pod, in the beginning of the 1900s, the loss of the fathers. Sons learned about being male by watching their dads.
Yeah.
If the dad is no longer there, who do they have to watch?
Then you got to think, in most of schools, most of these teachers are women. So you're at home being raised by a single mom. Then you go to school constantly being told and taught and instructed by a woman. So it's like your whole identity kind of revolves around kind of pleasing women, not being disruptive, an issue, a headache, whatever the case. And it really, bro, this is a plague. This is a syndrome that really affects a lot of dudes.
And it even indirectly, when you get a good grade, you want to show your mom and you seek her approval. And that trickulates down to the adulthood and relationships as a man is like, oh, I bought you these flowers. Are you going to give me a kiss now?
Trying to get her approval.
And it's just
talks about this. Boys were separated from their fathers and other significant male role models. Men became disconnected from other men. Boys were left to be raised by women. Radical feminism was another thing that kind of added to this whole issue. Is like a lot of times radical feminism, it implied that everything about a man is bad or unnecessary. We don't need a man. We don't want a man. Men are blah, blah, blah. It's constantly enforcing just this idea of, let's see.
Is that game?
This game on the line.
Shit, what y'all talking about, man? Maybe y'all can,
Bro, I got a question for you. And be honest. Was you ever a nice guy?
I was.
You was.
I still am a nice guy. I still am a nice guy. I'm a nice guy.
You like Salai on podcast.
I'm off that line. Oh, my soul, I'm not lying. But I know what you're getting at, like the nice guy and the image that come with nice guy.
Yeah.
When I say I'm a nice guy, it's more genuine. Like my nice guy is like, I'm just a genuine ass person. So it's like, I'm not an asshole, nigga. I'm not just doing shit just to do shit. So nigga, when I say I'm a nice guy, nigga, I'm just a genuine ass cool.
I know.
Ass
I know exactly what you're saying.
But I know exactly what topic y'all getting at. But like a nice guy in the sense of like
a people pleaser
who like to cater. Yeah, like a nigga who like to cater.
You don't do no
to
catering.
The audience, a nigga who like to cater to his bitch and do. No, I'm not that guy. I ain't that.
Was you ever that guy?
Nah, I mean I ain't gonna lie, nigga. You know when you start off like young nigga, you meet. you meet a little, you know, a little cutie or whatnot, or
Yeah.
you find something new. Like, yeah, you gonna do that, but you know,
You was
live and
catering at
learn.
an early age.
Yeah.
You got your
Probably
bumps and
around,
bruises. You got your bumps and bruises.
My
Yeah.
mama. We was
I
just
was like
talking about
7,
this.
8. You know, I was like 8 years old. I was doing
We
that type
was
of shit.
in the field early.
But after that,
A monster.
you know,
What changed you? What? When did you learn that this nice guy route ain't the route?
I don't know, nigga, really like high school, really. But then it's like, bro, like shit is just evolving so quick. It's like, bro, even when you just talk about girls, like, nigga, they want to get slapped up and they want for a nigga to talk to them, like, nigga, they want aggressiveness. Nigga,
they want it in their
that.
mouth.
So it's like facts.
Real talk.
That's the facts of reality. But yeah, like oh no, I said high school though, when a nigga was just doing what he was doing. High school.
You definitely you learned at an early age. Most people still going through the transitions. A lot of people still making the nice guy mistakes, but that's pretty much what today's pod's about. We just diving deep into this topic and trying to give people advice on. Brother, don't.
But nigga, that shit is a broad topic, because it's like, bro, like you'll be catering and not even know that you're catering. Like, nigga, when you get starstruck.
Yeah.
And nigga, you see somebody and it's like, bro, like you look up to him.
Yeah.
It's like, bro, he can damn near do anything. He can tell you to do anything, and it's like, bro, just because you're on the end of like.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. Basically, you turn into
like,
a people pleaser because he's higher on the food chain.
Pretty much, that's exactly what I'm saying.
Yeah,
it's like, bro, like you just
a people pleaser. I ain't gonna lie, that's really what it be. It's like seeking validation, people pleasing.
Surely.
And that's why it don't just apply to girls. Like dudes, like you say, they do it to other dudes. People just, it get deep, and we getting deep on this pod. But yeah, this right here, this is a powerful topic. But yeah, though, this right here, I ain't gonna lie, brother. Can you hear me?
Yeah, but yep.
Can you hear me? I'm in the room with you. Crazy. This is such a powerful topic. What was we just talking about before he called?
Yeah, we was talking about
radical feminism.
Radical feminism.
Oh my mama! It basically a lot of the ideas and topics that are discussed when you think about radical feminism is all anti-man. That's what ultimately feminism has turned to. It's anti-man. It's we don't need men.
Yeah.
We're independent of men.
Yeah.
Oh, men are this. Stop looking at us. Men are creeps. Men are this.
Yeah.
Brother, I swear to God, like masculinity is demonized. We didn't talk about TV shows. It's always the man who's
the goofball.
Yeah, the goofball. When you think of the Family Guys and the Modern Families, these popular shows where it's the men who are incompetent, fat, losers.
Yeah.
The women who in shape, beautiful,
got take charge of the family.
Take charge.
Yeah.
The lead of the situation. The head of the house. So you just start to see masculinity is constantly being kind of downplayed.
Yeah. And I think some of that can stem from, and it even talks about like the type of guys that are predominantly nice guys, of guys that are a little bit more easygoing.
Yeah.
They like to live a peaceful life. They don't want conflict, this and that. Those are cool things. Those are all right things to have. But if you're not willing, I ain't gonna lie, there was a powerful ass quote in here. It says something about, it was basically saying that one thing that you say of like, if you're not willing to lose your girl, you cannot keep your girl.
Oh, mama, if you can't lose her.
There's a quote in there like that. I gotta find it.
That's powerful, and it's the truth.
Oh my goodness. It is the truth. It definitely is the truth. But one of these things under women's liberation, mothers raise their daughters to not need a man.
My mama.
But we're raising, not men in this room, but we're raising men to please women.
Yeah.
It doesn't go together.
Brother, this is why just in general, if you just look in general society, it's like Lil Wayne said it perfectly. You all about her and she all about hers.
Oh my God. That was a bar.
That's really what you're looking at.
That was a bar.
Women are raised, and women are in general.
Yeah.
Men are taught at an early age how to treat a woman, what to do for a woman, buy her flowers, be a gentleman,
Treat her
protect,
nicely.
provide.
Yeah.
You're always taught what to do for a girl.
Yeah.
Women aren't ever taught what to do for a man.
Nope.
If you even imply that a woman should do things for a man, that's considered disrespectful. That's
Misogynistic.
considered sassy.
Yeah.
Oh, he wants queen treatment because he wants you to treat her good. And the idea that a woman does anything for a man is oh my God, what are you talking about? But we're always taught, oh, a man's supposed to do this, this, and this. We're taught to, quote unquote, please her, and she's taught to please herself. Do what's right for you. So you start to realize it's so powerful and it's everywhere that just men are programmed to be this, quote unquote, nice guy.
And that's why a couple weeks back, I was explaining to my shorty, like, yo, I'm cool on my own. I'm great on my own. I'm cooling because I never needed this. You know what I mean? But now moving forward, it's as a female, what are you bringing to my life? What are you doing to help me be better? I'm not here to help you. I'm not here to bring to your table, you bring it to my table. I already got these little items on my table, whether it's dessert, whether it's breakfast, whether it's lunch. I already got these items. What are you bringing? Are you bringing a little bit more extra snacks? Are you bringing a little bit extra more dessert? Are you bringing some new dish to the lunch menu? What are you doing for me? And I'm not. No, I'm off those. I'm good off for it, bitch. Yeah, I bitches that be having that. Oh, I don't need a nigga. I'm independent. Cool. We're gonna see how it goes when you start hitting that decline at 30. I'm being nice. I was gonna say 28, but 30, and you start going down like this. Your prom is starting to not prom anymore. You start going down, and then you still have that independent mindset of I don't need a man. I don't need a nigga. I don't need this. I got myself. It's me. We're going to see how it goes when you're 35, 40, 50, and you're single with 2 cats and 3 dogs, and you're still, I don't need a man. I don't need a nigga. Tell me how it goes.
And this is why so much of the world is it's ruined.
Can the world recover?
I don't think it ever will because, and we discussed on part 1, there's a difference between a nice guy and a simp, but there's just so many dudes who there will always cater to a girl because they lack. It's like you're starving. And this goes back to, no disrespect to the homie, but it's like it goes back to the George situation. It's like there's always dudes out there who will accept terrible behavior from a girl. She's cheating. She's this. She's talking to your homies. She's getting pregnant by other dudes, and you'll still go back.
God damn.
And
that
so it's like
what we heard. Yeah.
There's always, and you know what I'm saying? I was such a powerful pod, and it's like the fact that he was even willing to share it. Grateful.
He's strong for sharing his story. He's strong for sharing his story.
That man's different. But it's like, that's a powerful life lesson, and you really just see it firsthand how there's always dudes out here who will tolerate bad behavior from a girl. And so I don't think it'll ever change, but that's why I say it's like that's what makes winners and losers. That's what distinguishes those who's laced with some game and those whose game goofy.
Yeah.
That's why I don't complain. It's like we don't have relationship issues. Obviously, we try to give people game and try to give people advice, but you got winners and losers in this world. So yeah, I don't think it'll ever change. I don't think it'll ever change. This goes back to correlates to the previous pod, which will be added to this YouTube version. But another quick example. This is a different question, but remember early in the pod, you were like, "What you think about love?"
Yeah.
And I was like, "I don't believe in love because people don't love you; they love the value you provide."
Oh, I found it, brother.
We're gonna get right to that. This was just another quick example of what I mean. And remember, I was giving like, if your girl was 500 pounds, or if you were homeless, and like people don't love you, they love the value you provide.
Love is tolerance, all that kind of.
Yeah, and we've gotten in that bag. But another example of what I mean when I be saying in my idea of love, and you were like, when someone says they love you, do you believe them? And we kind of got into that bag. But another great example that I was thinking about when I was rewatching that pod is it's just like our relationship with our fan base.
Okay.
When people come up to us and they show us love, I love you. And they're genuinely, we didn't have people shaking while taking pictures with us and just genuinely happy to see us and showing us and embracing us and showing us true love. They're being honest. Like, I don't think they're lying. They're expressing their love to us.
Yeah.
But, and this goes back to the point I was making, when they don't love us, they love the content we make. They love the value we provide. Those same people who love us, who tell us how great we are the same people who, if we stop making good content, will be like, they fell off. Oh, they're washed. I used to watch them.
Yeah.
And so that's what I meant when I'm like, I don't take it too serious, because it's like, yes, I believe them. They're showing love and I appreciate it.
Yeah.
But those same people, if you stop performing, if you stop providing that value, the good videos, they're on to the next. They're going to talk down on you.
Okay.
So it's the same with a relationship. Like, I know my girl loves me by the way she treats me. I know she loves me.
Yeah.
It's like, I know the feeling is real. I know, like, it's like with the fans. I know that it's a genuine feeling they're expressing. But if I stop performing, if I stop being a good boyfriend, if I stop providing the value, whatever it is she values from me, it's all going to be gone. And you see this all the time when you think about ex relationships.
Okay.
That same person, your ex-girlfriend, your ex-boyfriend, the same person you used to love is the same person you talk down on them. It's just like with the example of, they're washed. They fell off. The same people who you were, I love these people, are the same people who will talk down on you. The same girl who says how much she loves you is the same girl, if y'all stop working out, if you no longer provide the value she likes from you, will talk down on you. So that.
Yeah, that's why I don't really honestly believe in love, though, and I never did. I mean, I tell you I love you. I tell you I love you more. I tell you I love you too, whatever it is. But I don't believe in love. Bro said, I don't even know what bro said. He said something. Just know bro said something. But yeah, that's honestly how I feel. That's really honestly how I feel. And it's just because, like, I know things happen, but you told me you love me, and where you at in my life? You say you love me, and look at the hurt that you did to me. You say that you love me, but then you want to do this. Like, it just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense. And, like, I really just believe that you have the concept of loving me, but in that moment you like me. You like me for this, you like me for that, you like me for this. And you, like I said again, you would say you love me, but it's just the concept and it's just the time being of you saying, oh, no, I love you. You don't love me. You just love the things that I do for you. And that's where the liking comes apart, you know? And that's why now, like, I don't really tell people I love them anymore. Like, I don't really, it's in me to still tell you I love you, but I don't believe it. I don't believe it from my own words, and I don't believe it from y'all own words, so I don't really say it.
But that's my point where I'm like, when I was like, I don't believe in love. Like, they don't love you. They love the value you provide. And so that was just another quick example because I was thinking about it when I was watching the pod, but it correlates with that conversation.
So it's more transactional. It's not true, quote unquote, love.
But that's just, to me, that's reality of life.
Yeah.
Like, everything is a value exchange. And we already kind of got deeper in that bag, but it can be looked at as, oh, that sounds cynical, or, oh, that sounds this. But, brother, that's just the reality of life.
Yeah.
Is people love the value you provide. And when you stop providing the value, that's when the relationship is going to crumble. Any type of relationship, whether it be a business, like the fan base, or your love life, or a friendship. There are certain things that if you stop doing these things, it's going to ruin the dynamic. So that was just another example that I think everybody can relate to as far as with the fan base.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, same people who love you, but those are the same people that say talk down. And I just understand that. So I don't take it. That's what I meant when I'm like, I don't take it. Like, I appreciate the love, but it don't really move me too much.
Yeah.
You have to be fulfilled internally and not be so moved by the external world. But that's a whole nother bag. I just want to touch on that.
Big bag.
Whole nother big bag. But I just want to touch on that because I thought that was a good example.
Yeah, for sure.
That correlated with part one.
But this quote, brother, when I saw this shit, it reminded me of that quote that you have to be willing to let go of what you've got to get what you want.
My mama.
In order to rebuild, there has to become destruction first.
If you can't leave her, you can't lead her.
Oh my God.
Powerful. If you can't lead her, you can't lead. If you can't leave her, you can't lead her. That's big.
I saw that and was like, damn, that was a bar. I know Dad gonna like that one.
My mama.
And that's under that's pretty deep. That's pretty far into the book.
Yeah, that's farther into the book. Yeah. But that is a good bore. That is a good bore. But we're still touching on basically the making of a quote unquote nice guy. Nice guys, bam. So another discusses how being raised by a single mom, oftentimes nice guys have adopted a female perspective of masculinity and are comfortable having their manhood defined by women, boys being raised by men. It discusses how, the anti-war movement created a new breed of males focused on love, peace, and avoiding conflict. Anti-war movement. Yeah. Feminism increasing. It's like it all kind of contributed to this mentality that kind of created the nice guy persona. And
it's confusing in the beginning. Like, as a child, is like, okay, how a man shows his love or his dedication to his family is by protecting and providing. So when they're gone 10 hours of the day to you feel me, bring food to the table, is like a kid is not even caught up on how the food got brought to the table. They're more focused on what's on the actual table. And so it's like they get confused of what being a man is because they're never around the man. Yeah. So it's like they don't show their appreciation for how it got there. They only appreciate what the food actually is. So it's kind of, it's not messed up, but it's just unfortunate that it's like the way that the world is or how it's going of men protecting, providing this and that is just, it's making the man become more absent. The kid is already gone 8 hours of the day through school. The dad comes home and he only has 2 hours left with the kids. He don't even got the energy to even want to participate with the kids. So it's like, you're not getting the full, like it says in there that a man, you have to offer guidance, leadership to a household, not just the kids, but to the household itself.
Yeah.
And you got to be able to do all these things.
This is why too though, and this is why I say everything really revolves around you.
Yeah.
Like you just gotta be a leader. If you are someone who have these issues in your life, you have to unlearn them. You have to boss your life up and just unlearn these bad habits. But even going back to, like you say, is like guidance, leadership. This is why it's so important having a woman on your program, a woman who's under your instruction, is because understand, like, brother, the girl you decide to create a baby with is the most important decision you'll make.
Yeah.
And so you really want someone who's under your instruction, who's under your guidance, is because she's ultimately the first teacher to your children. She's the first. It's like a chain of command.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you want basically to be able to project your mentality, thoughts, and ideas into her head, and for her to be able to project those thoughts, mentality, and ideas into your kid's head. It's a direct line chain of communication.
Yeah.
And so a lot of times, if you don't have the guidance in your household, you're not even really raising your kid, because your kid is really being raised by your mother, by the mother majority of the time.
Yeah.
And especially if you're not around, and just in general, people tend to gravitate towards the mom. You hear there's 1,000 I love my mom songs.
Yeah.
There's not many, Mother's Day, the biggest holiday in the world. Nobody really cares about Father's Day.
Yeah.
And so the point I'm making is that going back to that guidance, that instruction, it's like, bro, you got to have a program that's a woman that's under your instruction, that's submissive to your program. And that's why vetting a girl is so important. Like all these issues come from you not vetting properly. Planting your seed in the wrong garden. But that's a whole nother story. But it's just so important, that guidance element, because it's a chain of command, and it's like everything. And that's why just communication is such a powerful tool.
Yeah.
Being a good communicator is because ultimately, and it goes back when we discussed the alpha man, the blah, 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 is like communication is such a powerful tool because the power is in the people. So even if I don't have the physical strength, if I have the power to control the people, then I have the power. I'm the leader of the situation. That's what makes a good leader.
Yeah.
And one of the key things that makes somebody a good leader is the power of being able to communicate, to be able to project your ideas and thoughts into somebody else's mind.
No lying.
Such a powerful tool. And so this is why it's important, whether you reading and just intellect, knowledge, feeding your mind, is, brother, these are helping you ultimately becoming a good communicator. First, you have to have clear thoughts before you can articulate the thoughts.
Yeah.
And so it really gets deep, but this just reinforces the idea of being intelligent, working on your mental, and bossing your life up. A lot of times that's overlooked, is that power of communication.
Power of that mind.
I ain't gonna lie, that's huge.
To get back to the to what we just now was talking about the man and woman raising the kids, I think doesn't it say in the Bible that the woman is the extension of the man?
I don't know. I mean, I know that it do say that the woman's supposed to submit.
It does.
You know what I mean?
It does.
But yeah, it's like real talk. Like she's an extension of you in a sense.
Yeah.
And that's why you want to get her on the same page so she can communicate your thoughts and ideas to the kids. The whole family, it's a team.
Yeah.
It's like the coach. I tell the point guard what to run, and he gets the information to the rest of the players.
It's so important.
I tell the quarterback to play, and he gets everybody else in tune. Chain of command.
Absolutely.
You cut off that chain, now the quarterback's running the program. The coach is he's just there.
He's just there. That's why it's so important. One band,
one sound. My mama, one band, one sound. Unity.
Gotta have it.
And it's like, brother, if you don't got control of your household, it's like you got most people that don't even feel like a king in their own household, in their own kingdom. You trying to please her and pander to her. Brother, it says in scripture, do not give your strength to a woman. You got to think, what's a man's strength? His leadership. That's what manhood is. He's the leader. Don't give your strength to a woman. So yeah, it gets deep, and I'm not a preacher. I know you gonna just a regular. I gotta.
I fucks with Zeb, bro. I fucks with Zeb just cause he be reading the scripture a lot, and honestly, Brody, he's now motivated me to pick this bitch up, and it's a little dusty right now, you know. It's my little scripture, you know what I mean? But he reads the scripture a lot, and I commend him for that just cause it's like he got a lot of quotables in the scripture. I was preaching the cut yesterday, like, bro, you know, when times get hard, honestly, just said this before in one of my clips, but prayers and patient. You pray every day. Pray for that job. Pray for that significant other that you want. Pray for that money that you want. Pray for that car that you want. Pray for that house that you want. Pray for that setup that you want. Pray for those followers that you want, those subscribers that you want. You pray for everything and just be patient. But you also have to put in the work. You can't just say like, oh, I'm gonna pray, and yeah, God's gonna listen to me and just give me it. Like, it doesn't work like that. You have to put in the work as well. And that's how it goes. That's how it goes. Like, you know, I've been working on it. I haven't really been reading the scripture just cause I have like, excuse me, I'll be having Bible study with my shorty, but it's a little hectic right now, so we haven't really been having Bible study. But I'm gonna just start picking the Bible myself and just reading it, man. Reading it and take my little notes. You know, I took a couple of notes already. Let me see where we at right now. See ya. I did like my little highlighting right there. Not too serious. I took my little notes right there. The little highlight right there too. Yeah, it's a little something. Got all the side. Did my little notes right here, a little highlight. You know, I really just only highlight things that stand out to me, and you know, my next goal is just to get into a church. But I when it comes to church, I don't mind going to church, but I need like a very powerful pastor, like a pastor that like really about his word, his message. You know, like he needs to be very aggressive. But I also want him to break it down to littlest terms, or give me an example of this. I could. So yeah, that's how it goes. I like that type of preaching. It resonates to me a little bit more, you know. So yeah, shout out to that boy Zeb for his scripture reading though.
I expand my vocab. I be wanting to cuss so bad, but
fired up.
It talks about all of this. Oh, and this was another powerful thing. I'm sure you've experienced it. Maybe not personally, but I know you've probably seen it